Okay, this time I didn't forget to unmute everything, but I did bump my head twice. So there's that. Like that 3 times. There we go. So, hello everyone. How is everyone doing today? Today we shall be... Oh! I got cheesed again! The stream just started! Hello, Ashur and Paxam and Jindai. Those are the ones I see right now. No, don't fall! Whoops. I accidentally dropped the interface, the audio interface. Thank you for the check-in, Reeps. How are you today? There we go. Perfect. Thank you for the check-in, Joe. So I have terrible news for y'all. Oh, nice. The vending machine. You got sushi. I have terrible news. My sourdough failed. I did not manage to make sourdough bread today. It's okay, though. It's okay. I shall live, I guess. It became a really... I murdered it. It was like... I guess it was a bad mix between... The sourdough wasn't ready to be used yet. I think it still had a little bit more strengthening left to do. And then it also got overproofed, but it didn't rise enough, so I guess my dough wasn't strong enough yet. Did you get the failed picture? No, it's too embarrassing. I just made it into a really lame focaccia. So it's super... There's no crumb to it. It's all like really... But it tastes nice, so there's that. So... Not the sourdough. Yeah, today was not the day I made a sourdough loaf. But I know for next time. It was also... The weather was also really wild, so it was sunny at first and then it got super cold, so there wasn't a steady temperature for it to proof. So there's also that. That could have also played a part, but it's okay. I'll do better next time. And anyways, we finished the game last time. We actually finished all the main cases. So we were about to do the side stories. There's a couple side stories, and after that I did promise Doc that if I finish the side stories in less than, you know, the average stream time, I would get to and play the game he suggested for the stream after his, you know, check-in. Thank you for the check-in, Anashi! But that is the plan for today. I don't think we'll actually have to solve any cases. I assume this will be more like visual novel stuff. We wait while fasting. Yeah, I was so sad because I was so excited. But when it was after the first proof, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't ready. I rushed it a little bit, so it's okay. I'll give it more time. I'll keep feeding my dough until it's ready and then I'll try again. Still at 11 Lurosa. Hello, Game Master. How are you today? Let's see. Let's begin the case. Or, well, the story. I don't know if it's a case. This side story contains some spoilers for case 3. Would you like to view this episode? Well, I already did case 3, so it should be fine. Yeah, let's play. This time I didn't mute the game, right? I didn't mute the game. No, nothing muted. Thank God. Hey, you! Stop right there for me, please! Oh. You're the Robin Hood sort of bloke I've been hearing about, huh? We're with the Phenomena Bureau. Thank you for taking the bait we've been hanging out for you. Don't resist. Just come quietly. Bollocks, I can see a thing! Is this a skill or something? He's going to get away! Thina! I know! They look like siblings. She and Thina look like siblings though. Look at them. They look like sisters. This is quite a shabby hide that you've got here. Have you perhaps stashed away all the money you've stolen here too? You shouldn't be able to see anything yet. How? That's quite the useful skill you have there, but I must apologize. If you were thinking of getting away from me, you'd have to kill off all sounds too. So, hands in the air. Like, she looks so young and she already had her gun. It's so creepy. Hold your horses. There's no need for this. Shut it. Turn around and place your hands on your head. But my work! Oh crap, she didn't even wait. Whoa. I'll have you know I didn't miss on purpose. If you don't want to die, I'd stay put. If not, I'll just start firing blindly. Or you could test your luck. I wouldn't be opposed. Haven't you ever once thought this city off? The only thing making this city off is criminals like you. Because of filth like you, even us completely innocent staffers are always being watched. And so, death is cheap. Last chance. Now? Well, damn. I have my concerns, but to think you'd hide up in a place like this. Pardon me? Don't touch anything. Let's just get out of here. This place is going to... Damn, the exit. Did that single bullet really cause all of this? Where'd he go? The whole building is shaking. I can't detect a thing. Ah! Hey, you bastard! You want to kill me? You want me to kill you where you stand? This time I'll really... Huh? My vision's returning. What? No. Did he push me out of the way? This can't be. This can't be. You didn't. Tina! Oh, so that's the case where she changed her mind about criminals. Let's see. I see. Huh? What was that? You're looking where you're going, right? If I'm going to die today, I'd rather it not be in a car accident, okay? I'm sorry. Never thought I'd get a sorry out of you. You're acting weird these days. I mean that. I know. I can also... Oh, bloody hell. You can't be serious. Is this really all about what happened in that collapsing building? It is. Oh, of course it is. If you've been hurting, you should have told someone about it sooner. If it's bad enough, they could have given you 2 days off. I figured you'd say that, but you've got me all wrong. It's just that thief pushed me out of the way and got crushed under all that rubble instead. Don't tell me. You're not feeling guilty for his death, are you? If you are, you're sort of scaring me. It's not quite guilt. It feels like something more instinctual than that. Regardless, it's getting to me. To think that Thina, the human blender of probation's third division, could be bothered by such human concerns. What? Is that really what people call me? No, that's just what I call you in my own brain. I mean, if it bothers you that much, I've got just the thing for you. Trust you're a good friend with this one. What are you planning? I'll set you up with a nice boy. Huh. That was dumb of me for thinking she was actually going to comfort me after all of this. How about instead, you open up the door and jump to your death? Ah, no, I'm really being serious. Uh-huh, and I'm serious about you jumping to your death, too. To be so cute and dumb, we can't have you single your whole life. Do you know how helpful it would be to know there's always that one person on your side? Don't you worry, I know about 30 guys crazy for blondes. Pick your flavor and I'll serve one up in a heartbeat. You've got a pretty enough face that if you laid on the cutesy act even a bit, they'd be falling for you left and right. Sounds like a recipe for one crazy night. Let's just kill ourselves. I could run into the telephone pole over there and do the deed. I don't know, I always thought she was a redhead, but I guess it does make sense that she's blonde. It's just the shadows. Hold on a second, it never really feels like you're joking when you talk like that. Oh, hold up, I'm sorry. Thina, let's put off the dying for later. Head to my office, I need a word with you. Oh, okay, understood. I'll be waiting. Why is the chief calling you in? You did something you shouldn't have? No, I didn't do anything wrong. I think. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps. Let's see. Side 1. New beginnings. Yeah, I guess it's the story about how Thina joined the Mana First Department or whatever it was called. There we go. Chief, you wanted to see me? Ah, you're back. Have a seat. I'd rather stand. Do you have a job for me? I want you to head to the Mana First Division. Where's that? Do you know where the London branch's investigation department is? There's a division there that looks into cases where phenomena come to play. No. So that means you're reassigning me? That's right. If he's moving me to investigations, did I do something wrong? You've done quite a lot wrong, but this is no order. It's a recommendation. If you'd like to remain in probations, that's your choice to make. However, that would mean the events you've been through may end up repeating themselves, no? Recently, you've become more and more passive, ever since the bank heist it is. Before, I used to think the things I was doing were right, but now... If you transfer to the Mana First Division, you'll no longer have to resort to violence. You're losing it. It might not be a bad idea to do some menial tasks for a time while you let off some steam. I hear you. I'll go. I'm off to the Mana First Division then. Great. Then move your things. Huh? Right now? No. But we do need to get things ready for your replacement. Make sure you're finished by next Tuesday. Oh, and my baby brother works in the division, so look after him, will ya? I feel like I've been tricked into this. I haven't, have I? Thank you for the check-in, buddies! Was she tricked, though? Hey, trader! Call me what you will. I'm prepared to take whatever you've got. Hey, Pipsqueak. Investigations was set up as an experimental department a few years back, and it's already going down the tubes. I heard they're about to dismantle another division over there. After that, the Mana First Division is going to be all that's left. Yeah, I know. Then get a hold of yourself and cancel the transfer. Like I said, just one crazy night with a muscle man will make all those bad feelings go away. Uh-huh. Go crawl in a hole and die somewhere. I can't even joke at the very end of everything. You're not going to treat your coworkers at your new division this way, are ya? What if I do? You said you liked how honest I was, didn't ya? I mean, that's because we're in a department full of macho men. But think of the wimps over in investigations. I bet if they caught a tiny whiff of gunpowder, they'd all think it's a gas leak and flip their lids. Huh, Freya's actually got a point for once. Their job is different from ours, so I guess it'd follow that the sentiments differ as well. Regardless, it's going to be hard to change my tune now. Maybe I can just act like I'm her? Oh, come to think of it, that bloke works over in that division, doesn't he? That bloke? Caucasus Brian. Actually, you two went to the training facility the same year. We did? You did. He's the nice guy. I love... She's just trying to set her up. That's her only mission, I guess. Now that I'm about to go in there, I'm feeling quite nervous. How do Chibi people normally introduce themselves? Hi. Hello, everyone. Starting today, I'll be counting on the lot of you. Okay, let's go with that. Hello everyone, I'm Thina Hermanus, but you can call me Thina. Starting today, I'll be counting on a lot of you. Whee! I'm excited to get started. Great, now I want to crawl in a hole and die. Who is this exactly? New transfer. She came from probations. What? And you're telling me about this now? Sharing information is what being a detective is all about, isn't it? No use making a big thing out of it. I myself just heard about it 20 minutes ago. From their chief, nonetheless. Oh, that makes more sense. I think I've made a mistake in coming here. Is it too late to head back? I couldn't believe it when I heard the name. It's been a while, Thina. Oh, right, the nice guy. Now I remember. Oh, yes, been a while, Kaki. You know this girl? We were in the same year, you know, back at the training center. Oh, then you two must be close. No, it's not like that. Huh? I mean, we're super close, BFFs even. Herbenus. Oh, you said to call you Thina, right? My apologies, but you've caught us at a busy moment. If you've got any questions, keep them brief. Oh, right, of course. Poor Thina. Excuse me, but I'm Pandoria Redfins. Pandoria, so panty for her. Just so you know, I'll be your new sergeant. Oh, so you're the sergeant, ma'am? What do you know about the Mana First Division? Almost nothing, ma'am. Well, to put it simply, it's our job to solve the cases the police can't. If probations is made of the people in charge of catching staffers, you can think of us as the people who tell them which staffers to catch. Oh, I see, ma'am. Could we drop the ma'ams? I'm not a fan of any sort of formality that might slow down the reporting process. Oh, I see. Well then, I'm looking forward to working with you, Pandy. Great! I think that was a good shot at being friendly. I love Thina. Like, I know she wasn't always super perky and everything, but I did think that she was, like being upbeat was her personality, so it's really funny that it's all just an act. John Medan, that make him Johnny. Then, you're the brother of the Chief of Operations? Yeah, that's me. I heard you used to work in operations too. You were actually quite the name around our department. It certainly seems that way. Though I'd rather not have to think about my time over there. Oh, I see. Sorry. Is that perhaps what brought you here too? To forget about the things that happened over in operations? I'm not so sure about that myself just yet. Could be. I had a feeling. Well, you won't regret transferring over here. The Mana First Division is a good place. Though our chief can be a little frustrating to deal with. That's an understatement. Oh, speaking of which, my old chief asked me to look after you. Is that so? That's something. He should be working on himself. Is that so? And Brian. If I'm remembering right, it was Cocky, right? It was. And if I'm remembering right, you had a habit of making pet names for everyone. Yes, that's because I'm bad at remembering names. It's better if I can bring them all to 2 syllables. Wasn't it you who made a pet name for our instructor, sending the class into an uproar? Oh yeah, you're right! Right, and our instructor believed in collective responsibility, so she punished the whole class for that. Oh, she did, huh? I'm sorry about that. No need for apologies. It's all just a memory now. Oh, sorry. I'm yawning so much and I don't even know why. Saying it out loud actually makes me miss those times. Indeed, all that happened back then. This bloke's got a hell of a memory. I've never been one to try to recall my time back at the training center. After all, the horrible memories outnumber the good ones by a long shot. Mr. Cocky, Caucasus Brian. I remember he was so obedient that he was the teacher's pet on a number of occasions. Also, his obedience bordered on submissive. That's pretty crazy. He's always been like that, I guess. Well, that seems like that for our brief introductions. I'd appreciate it if we could get you right to work. Huh? Right now? Isn't there something you should tell or do first? I'm not the best at sitting back and teaching. Plus, we haven't the time for that. On top of that, traditionally it's the scene of the crime where a true investigator proves she's up to snuff. Is that so? Caucasus, for the case you were just telling me about, how about we sub in Thina for me, and you two go check it out? That could work. The cases assigned to me are certainly easier than those assigned to you and the Sarge. Then that settles it. From now on, the two of you are partners. Huh? Just like that? Just like that. Well then, let's see you straight off to the scene of the crime. Conversations here sure do play out quickly. Are these people always so swamped? Still, this is different from my time in probations. I feel a certain vitality in the air. Shall we head to the car? I'll fill you in on the details on the way. Oh, and Thina, may I have a word with you before you go? Huh? Why? I saw your bureau file. You're able to detect vibrations, yes? Yeah, and? I imagine you normally use your skill to hunt down your targets. However, such methods won't be of much help in our division. So what will your role be here? I'd like you to give that some thought. I hear you loud and clear, Pandy. Well then, we're off. Pandy? Don't you have a job you should be doing? I love how she wasn't like completely comfortable, but she never said anything about the nickname, so that's pretty funny. And let's see. So, this is our crime scene. Why does it have to be here? Just reminds me of that time before. What are you jotting down exactly? Can you make out anything from this far away? Of course, I can make out everything. Have you forgotten my skill? Sorry, but what was it again? Right. We were instructed to refrain from discussing our skills at the training center, so it's natural for you not to know. To put it simply, my skill allows me to spot trace evidence more easily. I can even make out what times the trace evidence was left. Oh, so you can see footprints and the like. Sounds useful to me. Seems we'll be able to track our fleeing fugitive in no time. I hardly use my skill in such ways, but it seems you've got the gist of it. Right here, I see fingerprints, but the object they've been left on is transparent. Maybe ice or some weapon made of ice? No, it's not cold enough. Huh? Is there something there? I don't see a thing. A skill. A skill that allows someone to make objects transparent. From the size of the object, it looks to me like a kitchen knife. There are prints all over it. On top of that, the time the wound was inflicted on the victim and the time the prints were left are identical. The culprit must have misplaced their transparent object, leaving it at the crime scene. Then we just need to find the person with the skill to make objects transparent. Sounds easy enough to wrap up. Let's just ask the Chief of Investigations to pull some bureau files. Well then, I'll leave that to you. In the meantime, I'll check out the area around the victim a bit more thoroughly. Huh? Alright. Why though? I should be done in about an hour. No way I got so sleepy all of a sudden. Who would have known it'd take 4 hours to read through a single bureau file? Is it because investigations is such a small department? No, it's probably just that our chief is as lazy as they come. I never thought I'd miss the bluntness of the chief of operations. The day after I transferred departments nonetheless. From what I found out, the name on the bureau file belongs to a chef who worked at the same restaurant as our victim. According to the statements given by their co-workers, the two of them were quite at odds with one another. The chef there lives... Oh, it seems he lives right here. From the heartbeats I can detect, there's only one person inside. Alright, leave the rest to me. Pardon? Oh no, she pulled out her gun. Hands up! If you move a muscle, I'll add one more hole to your head. Ah! What? Thina, hold on a moment. Oh, I guess old habits die hard, don't they? So, I just couldn't stand it anymore. He was always looking down his nose at me, cursing at me. So that's why I just thought I'd scare him. So cliche. That's a pity, but in the end, the victim lost his life. It's you who must pay for that crime. May I ask one last favor? Huh? The cactus in my room. It was my mother's. Would you water it every now and again so it doesn't die? It really wouldn't have to be all that often. Are you serious right now? You kill someone's precious little baby and then have the goal to turn around and talk about your own precious family memories? The man you killed, he couldn't ask for one last favor. All right, I'll take care of the cactus for you. No, are you being serious right now? Oh, thank you, I'm ever so grateful. Truly. Is he really crying over a cactus? This murderer? I guess it's hard to understand, in a way. I remember now. For you, it didn't matter who asked the favor, you always granted it, huh? All of our classmates called you the nice guy, but that was no compliment. Rubs you the wrong way, huh? Granting the last favor of a killer? Honestly, it does. Hearing a person like that thank me would make me feel so dirty. Indeed, that may be the natural response. Unfortunately, having someone, even someone like that, be grateful to me or need me, it makes me glad. Self-gratification, then. You really have me figured out. You must have fallen and hit your head or something. Who cares if someone says thank you? Does that mean you're going to help someone kill later too? Of course, the who must play a factor. I'll have you know that I do detest those who would abuse my odd personality quirk, or the evil people who cannot be forgiven. Oh, then murderers don't fall into the category of evil people who can't be forgiven? Call it a side effect of the job. When I conjecture about the motives the criminals have for committing their crimes, I unintentionally see them as people. The fact that said criminal committed said crime only speaks to one aspect of their personality. I'm not saying their choices were morally right by any means, but I believe I exist so that they'll have at least a single person in this world who's on their side. After all, Thina, you've also committed murder. I've heard the rumors of the habits you were known to fall back on during your time in operations. Don't you dare compare me to those criminals! Do you know how many of my fellow officers those miscreants slaughtered? My apologies. This was neither the time nor the place to bring up such things. Of course, I'm not saying it's the same thing, and I don't mean to point fingers. Oh, what's wrong with me? Why am I yawning so much? I believe that you did what you thought was right. I thought many people would actually admit it, but there are many in this world who think like you do. You're right, I did exactly that. I don't know, though. Now, I'm not sure if I was ever really in the right. There was this thief. It happened right here on this very street. The thief crept into a bank's vault, claimed out the cash with none the wiser, and he redistributed that money to those in need. Those in need mostly being the staffers forced out onto the streets due to the discrimination. Of course, the paper started calling the guy Robin Hood. For me, of course, he was nothing more than a common criminal. I mean, it's not like he made the world any better of a place, right? A few beggars got lucky, and if the bank were to go bust thanks to this, it would only cause more damage. Didn't he realize his deeds would only further stain the images we staffers have? I figure he was simply putting on a show because he couldn't cope with the fact that he was a common criminal. Or maybe he was nothing more than a narcissistic psychopath. I couldn't stand the fact that he was strutting about, thinking himself a hero. But then he saved my life. He pushed me out of a crumbling building, dying in my stead. That day, I was ready to put a bullet in him if need be. Actually, I had already fired the shot that day, but it missed its target due to my being unable to see from his skill. If my shot had found its home, I'd have been crushed to death. Fortunate, really. Right when I was about to go down as a kind criminal who would end up saving me, I missed. How is that even possible? I fired my number a weapon of times, but for that one shot. I mean, truly. I've pulled the trigger so many times, all without a moment's hesitation. In all actuality, was it just dumb luck? My gun, was it supposed to miss its target just that one time? If the thief had survived, I still probably would have arrested him. Regardless, I'd love to have given him a passing thanks for saving me. Even now, I still wish I could say it. I began to have my suspicions. I knew I couldn't stay in probations, which is why I came to this division. Yet, I only ended up frightening myself even more. If I've been wrong this whole time, then there really is no difference between me and the criminals I abhor. If I come to that realization right here and now, then you can just use that as your chance to turn over a new leaf. Huh? On the other hand, if you do judge your actions up to this point as having been right, you can just go back to where you were. Are you even thinking before you speak? All of the criminals I've caught up to this point are paying for their sins. I've even killed a few of them, yet I'm the only one free to start over without a care in the world? Indeed, if that is the truth, you must have the greatest luck in the world, huh? Kaki, seriously? Your moral code has gone to the dogs. You think so? Lucky? Me? I've never thought myself lucky a single time. Can I really change? Can I just accept that I have better luck than everyone else? About the side effect you said before, how do you manage? How are you able to view those low-life criminals as people? How do I? In my case... Oh my god. I think it happens when I listen to their sides of the story. Listening to their stories, like through interrogations? Come to think of it, I've always placed fists and guns before words. But how would I know if the stories I heard were true or not? I'm not really that intelligent. If someone were to decide they wanted to trick me, I'd fall victim to their deceit in a heartbeat. Is there nothing I can do? The Sarge mentioned your skill before, yeah? Huh? Yeah, I guess she did. She also said it would be of no use to us with the way I've been using it. If she really thought you'd be of no use to us, she never would have taken you on. She would have fired you and kicked you out of her office. She said what she did in regards to the way you've been using it. If you were to use your skill in some other way, don't you think you could help out with our investigations? Some other way? If I were to use my vibration detection for investigations... Oh! Did you come up with a good idea? I did! Thanks, Kaki. I feel like there is something I could do. No need to thank me. It's in my nature to help people like this. Oh, right. Of course, it's not just me. This guy is as kind as can be to everyone. He's just that kind of man. Sort of frustrating, really. Why is that? Do you know how helpful it would be to know there's always that one person on your side? You, accept every favor that's asked of you, right? Not every favor, but, how would you like to be my boyfriend? Think you could accept that one? Sounds great. Huh? Well then, would you like to grab dinner after work? I know a place that cooks up some good Indian cuisine. Let's head that way. Wait, just like that? Was it always that easy to get a boyfriend? Have I been doing things wrong all this time? Oh my god. Maybe I should follow Thina's advice and just like go and... Hey, person I've only met for like a few hours after seeing you in school. Do you want to be my boyfriend? I don't know, would that work? I don't think it would work, but it worked for her, so there must be some logic behind it, right? What do you think, guys? Should I just go ahead and ask a random person to be my boyfriend? And do we think it will work? We're back. Woohoo! And it's good to be back. Good job, you two. That's your third case solved today, yeah? For some reason, we just got lucky today. After a tiny bit of questioning, he caved and confessed to everything. I mean, we've had good luck, but we're still falling short of the bar you set, Pendy. So it's nothing to boast about just yet. Hello, Silla. I still have to drive 2 hours. Good luck with the investigation. There's no investigation this time. It's just like stories. But I will I will play a puzzle game later. So that's something. Come now. I was just lucky enough to be born with a skill that lends itself to investigations. On the other hand, you've had to develop the use of your skill through training. In my opinion, you've gained the right to brag. Oh, hearing you say that, Pandy, just makes me feel self-conscious. The increase in the amount of criminals who merely give themselves up is all due to the work you've done on your skill. As things stand, I think you could carry out your work without me, don't you think? Huh? Do you really think so? Well, Thina certainly learned how to apply her skill properly, but her logical deduction abilities are still lacking. Brian has also been known to be able to abandon one strict line of reasoning. It might be better for the two of you to stick together so you don't lock the wrong person up for a crime. Oh, right. After all, I'm still lacking in a number of ways. That's nothing to get excited about. Thina, there's someone here to see you in the corridor. Oh, thank you. Well then, I'll be right back. All right. Caucasus. I was listening from outside. Why do you have to say all that? And in front of Thina nonetheless. That's not like you. It's not like we're up to our eyeballs in work or anything. Did something happen between you and Thina? Indeed, I was getting a bit ahead of myself. These days, I feel like Thina's been trying to put some space between us. Though nothing of note has happened precisely. I imagine, perhaps, that she's grown tired of being stuck right at my side all the time. Seems as though the honeymoon phase is over. I hadn't imagined the day would come for the two of you as well. It could be the other way around from what he's saying. Heyo, it's been a while. Oh, Freya, how long has it been? Don't tell me. Are you here because you missed me? And who are you exactly? Huh? It's me, Thina Hermanus. What are you trying to pull? If you take one step closer, I'll shoot. No, I swear. It's natural for someone's personality to change a bit after a whole year, no? No. This is too much for a single year. Honestly, you're scaring me. Are you sure a staffer with some sort of mind control skill didn't steal your body away? What's that supposed to mean? That has never and will never happen. It did happen, though. Well, you certainly look better than you did before you left us. Have you made all those bad feelings you had go away? Yeah, I've had time to write my thoughts since coming here. And now I think I'm more sure of what work I'm supposed to be doing. Is that so? I envy you. But you didn't come all this way to tell me you envy me, right? What's going on? Oh, I just had something I wanted you to check out for a moment. Something to check? I mean, just come with me. Let's see what she wants us to check out. Oh? Paris Leto. He's a shoemaker who sells the shoes he makes on the streets. Single. Good reputation in his neighborhood. Distinguishing feature, he's missing his left arm. Also, it seems there are people who've witnessed him using his skill. Did he get rid of his arm in order to ditch his staffer identification bracelet? I've seen the type, though it's quite odd that he'd go all the way up to the elbow. We thought the same and decided to investigate. But the problem lies in the skill he carries. His skill? What might that be? Ranged visual suspension. Visual suspension? By that you mean... Thank you for your patronage. Please spread the words to those you meet. Haven't you ever once thought this city odd? What do you think? That's the voice, right? It is right. Oh, so he didn't die. He just caught his arm and left it under the rubble. Oh no, so maybe Thina will think that all her progress was for nothing. That, you know. Welcome. Women's shoes are on the right. How are you alive? Pardon me? Are you? It can't be. You were dead. The building was crumbling around us and you pushed me away. Because of that, Was it all a pack of flies? Speak! It's the other way around. What? You couldn't see, so you couldn't know. The building housed staff. There was a piece of staff I used to move through walls when I pulled off my heist. Staff? I was about to use that to move through the floor and escape through the basement. But right then you appeared, waving your gun around. When the building started collapsing, all I All I could think about was getting away. That's why I pushed you and jumped through the floor I had the staff set up at. Then I made my way through the drain pipes and made my escape. But in my haste, I lost my arm. Was that really how it went? Because of this loser, That's when I heard your scream. I thought you died up there. I was just a common criminal. All I wanted to do was use my skill and the stuff I happened upon to escape my life of poverty. It was never about some grand cause like giving away the money to the poor. All that it was just to relieve some of the guilt. It wasn't until I thought my actions led to the death of someone that I realized that. But you're alive. I'm so glad that's the case. You may not believe me, but I always wanted to tell you how sorry I was. It really is the other way around then. I've always wanted to tell you how thankful I was. What? I was just so angry back then, with the way I was living and all the colleagues who died along the way. I thought it was all caused by criminals I had faced down. I thought the punishment dished out was too light, so the trigger felt easy to squeeze in the name of making the world a better place to live in. But you can't just lump everyone together, think they're all the same and label them all criminals. Yet, I never thought to learn that fact, so I wanted to just think that and wipe them off from this earth. Even you and I as people, the more actions we do that are less than honorable, the more we deceive ourselves to justify them. People like us, we normally don't realize what we've done wrong until we lose something. In that way, we're both so lucky. We both came to the same realization, and neither of us actually lost anyone. I know now you may be a criminal, but you're also Paris Leto. You're certainly not the person I expected you to be, but you are the person who gave me my opportunity to make a change. So, thank you. So, does that mean... Still! If you really figured out what you did was wrong, you shouldn't be hiding out here. You should have turned yourself in. You're not a bad enough person to kill, but you're still a criminal. Is this, what you call personal growth? Is what he said all true? There are all sorts of guys that can spin an emotional tale. He's for real. Even though he was shaking like a leaf, I couldn't detect any abnormal heartbeats. Abnormal heartbeats? It's a new ability I've mastered. I can tell lies from the truth by finding abnormal rhythms in a person's pulse. I've still got a lot to work on, but I'm an investigator now. Is that so? Well, that tells me one thing for certain. You're not coming back. You're right. Sorry. You should be. Glad to see it all end like this. If you'd said something about blaming the world and the like, I still might have shot you. Sleep well, Paris Leto. At the very least, the stuff of nightmares is gone. When you open your eyes next, it'll be time for a new beginning. And as for me, I shouldn't drag this out any longer. Hey Freya, actually there's this guy I like. Oh, that's the biggest surprise of the day. Our little Thena's all grown up. Are you sure he's the sort of guy you want focusing only on you? I am, which is why I'm going to break up with him. Oh, that's why they broke up. I guess she loved him too much. That makes sense. And I think this is a breakup scene. Oh, you're back. Yes, I am. That sure did take a while. I was just putting the kettle on. Would you like a cup of tea? I got some of the biscuits you like so much too. I'll have some later. All right then. I just tossed out the case I was working on, but he doesn't even mention it. Then I turned down one of my favorite snacks he's prepared, and he doesn't even show the slightest hint of annoyance. That's why this has to happen. Even though I know how good of a man you are, and despite all the feelings I know I have for you, the more I fall for you, the more I suspect you. Are the feelings you so openly show for me genuine? Or are you just treating me like someone precious to you because you know that's what I want? I'm sorry, I just can't take it anymore. Hey Kaki, how long are you gonna keep it up? Keep what up? Helping people without question whenever they ask for it. There must be some goal you're trying to achieve with everything, you know? I intend to keep it going as close to forever as I can. But it may turn out to be difficult after I turn 80. Oh, are you serious? Yes, and there is a goal, as you say. But it isn't something I'm forcing myself to do. I'd probably be doing exactly the same thing if I wasn't born a staffer. I mean, sure, probably. If you're worried about me being used by someone, you really needn't be concerned. I have certain boundaries set as a minimum. I mean, that was on my mind, but truly. As the woman you're currently in a relationship with, I can't help but be jealous. I wish you'd direct all of that commitment my way alone. If you're telling me to stop, I might be able to, but... No, I'm not saying that. I don't want to force you to stop. Honestly, it was a rather dumb thought. I know how much this all means to you. After all, I've got aspects of my own personality that no one can come to terms with. And I'm sure you hate them but choose to hold out your tongue. I wouldn't say hate. I see how you tremble every time you resort to violence. I see everything. Sorry about that. Now, from society's standpoint, I do believe that's something I should be apologizing for. But of course, this is the only way. I just can't anymore. Kaki, do me just one favor. Of course, anytime. From now on, don't do me any more favors. Huh? I apologize, but what is that supposed to mean? Exactly what it sounds like. From now on, if you do me a single favor, expect a bullet hole as payment. From you, that doesn't sound like much of a joke. It wasn't one. If there's a single person who's willing to help every other person in this world, wouldn't it be good for there to be at least one person he should be allowed to refuse? I'll be that person for you. Tina, do you know what you're saying? If you're being serious right now, then everything between us. Right. It would be hard to keep a relationship going. Still, in this way, I'll be a special someone for you in some regard. What do you think? Good, huh? It's a bit unfair. Thina, I need you to swear to me that you won't hurt anyone in front of me from this point on. Then I can be a special someone for you in a different regard. In that way, it becomes fair. Huh, what are you implying? I knew it. You do hate that part of me. You're right. I do hate it. I hate it every time you resort to that. Good. I'm actually glad to hear that. Well then, thanks for everything. And I'll be counting on you, Brian. And that's Tina's story. Back then, I was half joking when I asked you to be my boyfriend, and you only accepted because I asked. We started off on the wrong foot from the very beginning. So, I want to start over. Even if things turn bad between the two of us, if you ever need me. At that time, maybe once more. Oh, she did like him. They did like each other for real. Oh, Caucasus. About that case you solved earlier today. Is something the matter? No, it's just the end. And that reminds me of the first time I met Thina. The end? I'm just gonna drink some water. Right, I was wondering if he was alive. 1 year ago, the CSI division of the investigations department was in charge of coming through that collapsed building. Why did they file a false report? You said Price Leto used staff to make his escape, right? That's right, he used a wrapping cloth with the skill allowing him to move through walls to get away. A piece of stuff that lets a person move through walls. With something like that, you could bypass any security system with ease. That would carry a threat level of at least a 10. So they filed a false report just to get their hands on it? Was it really just because of that? I mean, can't think of any other reason. After all, the money Leto stole found its way back to its owners. This is just a rumor, but I heard that the current chief of investigations makes it a hobby of his to collect unauthorized staff. STN ranked staff is hard to come by. Wouldn't it be smart to inform the bigwigs of that? It would be of no use. The CSI unit was disbanded long ago, and the chief of investigations could sweep all that under the rug with ease. Besides, if that blew up, I could see the Mana First Division disbanded as well, which would make things difficult for us. That would only interfere with the project. Indeed. Why did you send Tina over to that division anyway? There were no ulterior motives hiding behind that decision. I simply thought Tina was more cut out for that work. I mean, you've only just begun your work on the project, so it's probably hard for you to take me at my word. Don't worry though, I won't ask you to believe me. Speaking of Tina, is she doing well over there? Yeah, it looks like she's flourishing, and it seems like she enjoys the work she's doing too. Though she has no idea what said work actually entails. No need to worry about that. After all, there's no way Tina will ever find out about that. That is, if no one opens their mouth and tells her. I have no reason to tell her. Interesting, so she was involved too. Don't we look uncharacteristically glum today? When it rains, it pours. It's getting to me. And look at you, you sure are cheery for someone who just went through a breakup, no? Indeed, it feels rather refreshing. After all, it's good to be able to get a fresh start before you lose something. I see you've learned some deep words of wisdom. Is that what happens to everyone when they join that division? But one part does come as a surprise. Caucasus Brian. Since the two of you have broken up, you think I can have my shot with him? Oh, you scared me. You know I was just joking, right? No, that's not it. What if another woman does propose the idea? He's sure to accept. What on earth was that supposed to mean? I'm talking about Brian. Whenever someone asks him to do something, he usually does it. No way. I'm sure he's just being kind. No, it's almost a 100% chance he'll accept. He did the same with me. You didn't know? Brian was quite popular with the ladies back at the training center. However, he didn't form up a single relationship until he graduated. Huh? With his height, his face, and the personality of his, do you think the girls wouldn't follow all over him? No matter the level of seduction the girls threw his way, he cut them down like a knife through butter. There were even rumors he preferred the man. Then what about me? Wow, you must really have little interest in other people's lives not to know about all that. Though that does have its charms. Tina? Oh. It was meant to be... I guess they'll become... I hope they become partners again at some point. For the first days at the training center, I just squatted in a corner and did nothing during free time, even when the kids around me were playing their games. It was out of regret. I was doubting whether going out there of my own accord was the right call. Even with all the regrets, I probably should have waited for my parents to approve. At that time, there was this blonde girl wearing a hat who struck up a conversation with me. No, to be more precise, she kicked me before she started talking to me. Hey you, how long are you gonna stay there like that? It's weird and sort of bothering me, you know? None of the other kids are here because I did anything wrong. But there's no going back to life before, so they're all just trying to get used to this. Think of this as a new start and adapt. If you try and still don't like it, you can go back to squatting. You think you're the only one whose parents threw them out? Don't pretend you're the only unhappy one here. So Thina already had her sharp temper back then, huh? That's when I lost my cool too and piped up. I came here by choice. What? She gave me a good whack to the head. Then you weren't thrown out at all. You're the luckiest kid here. Lucky. Such a simple idea that could be only thought up by a child's mind. I'd never thought about it that way. I was lucky. It's rather embarrassing, but the fact that others were suffering more than me gave me the strength to keep living. The fact that some envied me. That kid, she saved me. Indeed, from that day on. What is it? Are you alright? And she passed out. It was too much for her, the realization that he actually liked her. Freya, I am so dumb. Everyone knows that but you. Oh, that's gold. That's funny. Side 1, new beginnings. Complete. So that was Tina and Brian's story. Let's see. Side story 1, new beginnings, and side story 2, preparations. I kind of like, it's not that it's bad, but I kind of really want to do something. So I might just change the game to how do you call it? I'm gonna do a poll. Which game should we play now? And I'm gonna put a couple games that I could do. Puzzle agent. Continue. Last side story. Lover. And it's gonna be there for like 3 minutes. There we go. I think there's a... Oh yeah, that's right, Jintai. You don't have the poll right there, but you can choose. You can vote between Puzzle Agent and continuing the last side story or going to the next game in the series, which is Staffer Reborn. So just tell me which one you'd like. I'm going to set everything up so there will be a quick ad while you vote and I prepare the game. And I'm falling asleep for some reason. I agree with the majority. I don't think anyone has voted yet though, so there's no majority. That's so funny. And what else? What else can I tell you guys while we decide on a new game? So apparently in Canada there was a Canadian bread settlement and I didn't find out until now. Like, what is the Canadian bread settlement? Let's see, Canadian bread settlement. Apparently it's Canadian bread price fixing stuff. We'll flip coin, just a sec. Oh yeah, take your time. I can't believe that when Canadians had until Friday, December 12th to claim a slice of 500 million settlement in a bread price fixing scheme. Why? Why did I not find out about this until now? I see that everyone got like $50 from the Canadian bread settlement and I did not know about it. Next one then. So I'm gonna vote in your stead for the next one. That's so unfair though. You know, I could have had $50 to buy some bread or make some bread myself. But I didn't even know that was happening until I saw on Twitter that everyone was like, oh yeah, I got my money from the Canadian settlement. Also, I thought my PC was like the PC fan was super loud, but it apparently was just my... It was my... It's the wind, it's super strong right now. I only see things going like pee wee 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 wee. But anyways, I'm gonna close this one and open the next Staffer Reborn. Let's see. Staffer Reborn. And let's put the game here. Perfect. Should be fine. Everything's like, it's banging up over here. Alright. Peeps should be back from the ad now. So this is Staffer Reborn. It should be... it's kind of not entirely a continuation. It's more of a spin-off of Staffercase. Whole brand new set of characters. And let's see. I don't know what this one is about yet. All I know that it's set in the same time as the other game, but in America instead of London. So we'll see what happens. When I came to, I was already lying in a pile of mud. Already the 6th time. No, it might actually have been the 7th. Looking at the holes that had been drilled through my army cap, I realized I'd already died a number of times. Oh crap, I need to change the game. like in the Twitch information. Give me a second. Where's my dog? I almost forgot. Let's change Staffer Reborn. I guess. There we go. That should be fine now. Hopefully they don't also want to kill you in this. So from what I've heard, this one is about a guy whose staffer ability is to be reborn, you know, to come back to life. You know. So let's see. And I've been revived after each death. Maybe it was some grand joke that God had played on me. But I had the ability to come back to life. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that one. From the moment I discovered that ability, I started running into enemy fire, shooting blindly as I did, and dying on repeat. That sounds like hell. That actually does sound like hell. Poor guy. After a few hundred times of doing that, suddenly there were no more enemy soldiers in front of me. When I looked back, I was a war hero. That was only the beginning. After that, I took part in 5 more wars. And I received 4 medals of honor. Why are there so many wars? What do you mean 5 wars? How old are you? Like, in which span of time? My deaths numbered in the thousands. But for every one of my deaths, I killed 2 of theirs. My entire lifetime was a cycle of death and resurrection on the battlefield. But even now, that comes to an end. So I guess he can die of old age. Even if he's killed, it doesn't count. I'm just gonna put we have moved on to playing Staffer Reborn. There we go. Daddy! My vision is growing dim. And even the voices of my children calling to me scatter like a mist. True death has come for me. Finally. Even I will be able to sleep that long slumber. Finally. What I've been hoping for this long, long time. Death. Oh? Where'd everybody go? Who's this who stayed behind? Nurse? Is that you? My apologies. But I'm not an acquaintance of yours. Then who are you? Where are my children? Where's the nurse? Are you the Grim Reaper? No, not yet at least. In fact, I'm an inspector, so to speak. An inspector? What's going on here? Lieutenant, you've been through this very situation hundreds of times. The scene around you changes like a film, but the process is lost to your memories. Lieutenant, you are unable to die. That's why I'm here. Did I come back to life? Are you saying I even come back after dying of old age? Yes. And you'll die of that once more in about 15 minutes. Then you'll come back again to life again, though your memories will be erased. For about 3 weeks now, since the 22nd of this month, you've repeatedly been dying and coming back to life. 3 weeks? That sounds like hell. Holy crap. Your final memory. The one of your daughter and son standing over you. That happened 3 weeks ago. That just happened, but you're saying it's a memory from 3 weeks ago? And as a side effect of my coming back, I've lost 3 weeks of memories? No, more importantly. If that's the case, when will I finally be able to die? I'm not sure yet. There's a good possibility your inability to die will stretch on to eternity. Don't be ridiculous! Just end it already! Kill me! Kill me! Do it now! Oh god. This guy's permanently stalking like, you know... Oh wow, that's the wind again. He's permanently stuck dying and kind of in... How do you say it? When you're... Oh, in dementia. He's stuck dying and with dementia? That's like really, 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 really crappy. That's hell. This... Was it always meant to be this way? God wouldn't give me this ability at zero cost. This never made sense from the very beginning. To think that death could come back to life. Actually, it's not exactly what you think it is. Huh? Your case may be quite novel here. But where I'm from, it's not uncommon for people to have peculiar talents. We call these people staffers, and they're able to bring their abilities under their control and carry on with life. Lieutenant, your ability to resurrect is no God-given miracle. We call them skills, and yours is one of a number that follow a strict set of rules. If we figure out the rules that your skill follows, we may be able to break this chain of death and resurrection. Reminds me of Fire Punch. Give us candy too. Oh! I'm eating caramel. Do you know what caramel is? It's a Canadian. At least I think it's Canadian. Candy caramel. It's called Cadbury Caramelo in United States, Cadbury Dairy Milk Caramelo in Australia and New Zealand, and Cadbury Dairy Milk Caramel in the UK. I didn't have that in Mexico. The one that I used to eat that was similar to this one was called Milky Way. That's kind of a Werther's. No, it's not like a Werther's. I know what a Werther's is, but this is a chocolate filled with caramel. The Werther's just like a caramel, but this one is chocolate and it's filled with caramel filling. In order to discover these rules, we may need to resort to radical methods. And of course, there's no guarantee we'll succeed. But if this is what you desire, I promise to give it my all. Yeah, like a Milky Way. Yeah, but Milky Way has... Let me see. There's a difference, but I'm not sure what it is. Milky Way brand of malt flavored milk chocolate. Oh yeah, so it's kind of like a Milky Way, but instead of nougat, it just has caramel. There's actually a brand comparing the brand name in United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. Apparently, what we call Milky Way is called Three Musketeers in the United States and Canada. Milky Way is called Mars Bar in Canada. And then Snickers is called Mars Almond or Mars. That's really interesting. Caramel, yeah, caramel. Apparently there's a difference between the US version and the global version of Milky Way. That's really interesting. I did not know all of this. I know there's also like a Milky Way Midnight, or how's it called? Milky Way. But what was the difference between the Milky Way Midnight? Was it just dark chocolate? I guess it was just dark chocolate. I like that one better. It was like less sweet. But anyways, I like Lion Bar. What's a Lion Bar? Let me Google that. Lion Bar. Oh, I don't think we have that. Lion. They also have a cereal? Interesting. I don't think I have a Lion Bar. It says, what is it about? Filled wafer with caramel and cereals covered in milk chocolate. It sounds like a combination of Crunch and Milky Way to me. I like Twix at least. I think Twix chocolates are really good. It's a British candy. That makes sense. I didn't eat a lot of chocolate bars. I mean candy, but I used to eat the you know, the Hershey's dark chocolate bar, and my sister would love the cookies and cream one. But I remember that when I was a kid, they actually tasted super nice. Nowadays, I think the Hershey's bars taste like sugar with sugar and a little bit of chocolate. Dark Twix is nice. Yeah, I like that one too. Death is nothing special for me at this point. It doesn't matter what you do with this body of mine. So, please let death take me just as quick as you can. Then I'm on the case. Thank you. Where'd everybody go? Who's this who stayed behind? Nurse, is that you? Yeah, regular Hershey's has stomach acid aftertaste. It tastes super bland nowadays. It used to be better. At least when I was a child, I remember that the regular Hershey's tasted better. But now it's just like candy with a little bit of chocolate instead of actual chocolate, which is sad. Now what did I do? Do I have to save? No. Yes, of course. Lieutenant, for you. I will become the Grim Reaper. Come to grant you a natural death. Interesting. She sounded like Pandoria Redfins to me. Didn't she sound like Pandy Redfins to you guys? It sounded similar, like the voice. I can't stand here any longer. It's already been 2 hours. Sir, I have to ask you to have some patience and give her a little more time. I'm sure the inspector is doing everything in her power to save your father. Or she's doing everything in her power to get the money she made me sign over. Damn, right when I heard she didn't want payment in advance. I should have known not to hire her on. I think he's taking his concerns way too far. But it would be good if we knew what sort of person the inspector was. I'll go have a look and report back. Regardless, it's time to switch out the IB bottles. Excuse me, it's just me, the nurse. Please, come in. Nurse, who's this woman? Where did my children go? No need to worry, sir. They're both waiting outside. If you'll just rest for a moment, they'll be right back in. Right, I see. Sorry to disturb you. I just need a moment. Changing out the IB bottles. Rough work. That it is. How's your job coming along? Well, I just finished my preparations. Preparations? Are you joking? It's already been 2 hours and you're just now finishing up with the preparations? I remember no time constraints in the contract we signed. If I save your father from his death, you pay me $100,000. Our contract only consisted of that single line. Right, only one line. But I can still fire you at any time I'd like. Fine with me. However, do you have any other inspectors willing to take on your case? Just get on your feet and work. So there is no one else who's willing to try. In order to do this, I'm going to need a few things. What things? You're not going to say you need the money, right? Of course not. Just a few simple items. I'll get them for you. What do you need? First of all, I'll need a knife and a gun. Oh yeah, just random casual, your casual run-off-the-mill items, right? Everyone's got them in their storage. Oh, also a nice pen that works, or a pencil if you wouldn't mind. Are you insane? Do you not have one? Then I'll settle for everything besides the pen. You think you're being funny? Are you planning a murder? Sir, you've got to calm down. She's probably just got an idea. At least I hope she does. Damn it, nurse. Do what you will then. I'm not playing any more of her games. If you want to continue how you see fit, though, you're going to have to prove your skills first. Those two items can do wonders. I mean, is it really so weird if she wants to kill the dad? He can't die, so what are you afraid of? My apologies. Please understand that he's just doing this because he cares deeply for his father. He may be prone to getting worked up and saying things, but he set aside all of his work to stay at his father's side. Yes, it certainly seems that what you say is true, but I slightly suspect the reason he has for staying close. For the writing utensil you need, I can give you my pencil. For the knife and gun, though, I'm afraid I don't have those on hand. If you're able to prove your skills, the lieutenant's son may allow it. Can't be helped. Shall we start with this then? What are you going to do with that? First, we need to figure out his skills connection. Connection? The lieutenant's skill, his supernatural ability is, at its simplest form, resurrection. Though resurrection skills can be separated into two main types: regeneratively connected resurrection and temporally connected resurrection. Regeneratively connected resurrection is a skill that accelerates cell division in order to restore the body to the condition it was during life. So you can think of it like a planarian, yes? If it were the case, there would be differences in his body before death and after revival. Temporally connected resurrection, in contrast, is quite different. There would be almost no difference in the body before and after regeneration. In the end, it's like turning back time to before death. That's how the skill works. Most resurrection skills fall into the regeneratively connected category. However, with the lieutenant here, I suspect that we may have a case of the latter. Thus, I was planning to verify which type the lieutenant falls into. And that's what the pencil's for? Correct. You can stay and watch if you'd like. So, Lieutenant, let's begin. Our goal is to end this cycle of repeated deaths. So first of all, as gently as possible, we'll have to kill you once or twice. Yeah, I imagine that would be the case, like you can test his skill. Time left to death, 15 minutes. Certain actions take 5 minutes to carry out. If you press the pass sometime button on the top left, 5 minutes will pass. Once the time remaining hits 0, the lieutenant will die and his memories will reset. First and foremost, let's try out the pencil and the lieutenant. Let's see. Circle, triangle, star. Excuse me? Pay me no heed. Just talking to myself. Now, Lieutenant, if you will just stay like that for a moment. Good drawing. As expected, the X was the simplest. What are you doing? Huh? You think a star would have been better? No, that's not what I meant. I'm just wondering, why are you drawing on the lieutenant's face? Didn't I explain it before? I'm seeing if the lieutenant's resurrection is regeneratively or temporarily connected. Yeah, I remember that part. But what's that have to do with the drawing? Well, if you give me a moment, you'll find out. 5 minutes have passed. I guess we have to pass some time and kill him. 15 minutes have passed. The lieutenant has been revived by his skill. Yeah, I've already seen this hundreds of times. Have you? Then you should see what's changed immediately. Excuse me? What's changed? What do you... Take a look at his face. Nurse? Where are my children? And who's this woman? The drawing on his face! As expected, it's temporal. If this was simply regeneration due to cell division, there'd be no reason for the mark I made to be gone. So this is the temporal connection you talked about? You're a fast learner. That's correct. The lieutenant died, and then his body returned to its state at a preset time. That's why the mark I made disappeared with it. That also explains the phenomenon he's experiencing, where a certain amount of memories are lost with each regeneration. As his brain is returned to its previous state, the gained memories are erased. To put it in bureau terms, this is resurrective temporal regression. The Bureau, that's the institution that controls people's superpowers, huh? I heard once that they operate in places where supernatural powers are commonplace. Yes, and that same institution classifies skills like this, using their defining characteristics. First, skill name. Next, range. Since the lieutenant's regression skill seems to affect only his own body, we can write down 1 centimeter. Finally, we have the condition needed for skill activation. It's a rather dated term, but we call it a catalyst. The lieutenant's resurrection skill is triggered by the death of his body. And that's it for the basics needed for a proper bureau file. Is it me or did the art style change a lot for the, in general? Is it gonna be like a noir game? No color? I suspect that might be the case. Let's see. Whatever characteristics don't fit into the boxes are detailed at the bottom here. In the lieutenant's case, those characteristics include: on resurrection, memories disappear. Normally, I'd have to fill this page out top to bottom. But since I've got nothing else right now, we'll just have to fill this in on one line at a time. Inspector, I can see now that you're well versed in these supernatural abilities. It seems like you're the right person for whatever's going on with the lieutenant. If you break down his skill like this to figure it out, is it going to be possible to put a stop to this phenomenon? I'm not sure. But if we're going to put a stop to the lieutenant's never-ending cycle of death, we'll need a cause. That's going to need a general understanding of this skill. That's what I think, at least. These skills seem to defy the existing laws of physics. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean they make every possibility possible. The range, conditions to trigger a skill, and so on. They show an existing set of rules and limitations. The lieutenant's skill will have its own set. Finding out what it is should give us a clue that could allow us to stop this repetitive loop. But for that, we're going to need some tools. By tools, you mean the knife and gun you mentioned before? Correct. Could you procure them for me? Mine were confiscated on arriving here. I'm under the direction of my employer. I can't be handing out weapons under his roof. Also, even if I were so inclined, I mean, I do understand your position. You can't just be handing out guns to people you just met. Sorry. It's quite alright. It's much less interesting, but it seems we'll have to start with our peaceful options. Peaceful options? To be perfectly frank, it's much less flashy than it sounds. It just means we'll have to resort to conversation for a while. Nurse, could you tell me everything you know about the resurrections you've witnessed? Also, I'd like to get as much as I can from the lieutenant. Poor guy. That won't be a problem. From what the doctor says, he's only got a few days left. Yet under these conditions, he's maintained his right mind to an unprecedented degree. Though, I'm not sure that's the best news for him. I would have to disagree. Just maybe. What we're about to hear from the lieutenant could be the thing that saves him. Let's see. Let's talk to him. Hello, Lieutenant. Who are you? Ah, of course. Would you believe it if I told you I was the Grim Reaper? Oh, the day has finally come. Yes, basically. Excuse me, Inspector, if I may. Yes, what's the matter? Why are you lying to him? I've been talking to the lieutenant for the past 2 hours, but explaining the situation properly to him takes a considerable amount of time. Our conversations stretch on, and before you know it, the lieutenant has died, resetting his memories. Thus, I need to hurry our exchange as quickly as I can. The Grim Reaper lie has proved to be the quickest way of achieving that. It also makes the lieutenant quite cooperative. I'd appreciate it if you'd consider this a bit of Inspector wisdom on my part. Lieutenant, you have the ability to revive after death. Regarding said ability, could you go into a bit more detail? The first time I ever came back from the dead was precisely 70 years ago. It was my first time stepping foot on the battlefield. Our goal was to take the beach, launching a surprise attack on the enemy. As we approached the drop point, I remember not thinking about anything in particular. I simply kept rank and followed the soldier in front of me. But then, suddenly, a shot rang out, and that's when the fear took over. Everyone took off running like madmen, and I followed suit. When I came to my senses, I was played out, staring at the sky. What was that? He died. Precisely. Though it took another 10 deaths or so to realize that. People with strange abilities. I heard that such people were used as tools, but I never thought that would happen to me. Staffers only started appearing in large numbers about 50 years ago, so thinking that back then was only natural. It was quite a strange miracle that happened, of course, but I latched into my new ability back then. I can only remember thinking one thing. I've got to use this ability to survive. I raised my gun and started firing, running as I did. I must have died dozens of times after, but when I really got a hold of myself, there wasn't an enemy soldier around. Suddenly, I was a hero. It's like hearing about a legendary character from some mythical story. Nothing quite so grandiose. Heroes in real life. They're just another means to win a war. Well, I'm not sure if that answers your question. It does, but there's one part of your story that sticks out to me. Lieutenant, it seems like you leaned on this ability to revive and used it as a blitzkrieg tactic. But after reviving, there were not bullets or any other shrapnel in your body? There were. They gave me quite a bit of grief too. But compared to the amount of times I died, there weren't as many bullets as you'd expect. It seems perhaps that most of them passed straight through. I see. Oh, let's see. Investigate. I don't know, I didn't bring this. I think it's been there since yesterday. There's nothing of interest reading on it. Now, at least. Excuse me? If you look at the top edge, there's a sign that the page has been ripped from it. Oh, you're right. Do you think someone wrote something on there? The remaining pages have pressure marks of a pen. If you know the way, you can tell what was written on it before. Let's see. You know, every time you write on a notepad, you leave faint impressions behind. From those marks, you can make out what was written before. Normally, it'd be better to use a few tools of the trade, but let's go ahead and use this pencil to restore the message. When I lay the pencil flat like this... Oh, are you gonna color the page in with the pencil? I did that quite often when I was a student. Indeed, similar idea. Looks exactly the same to me. But the technique is different. But you shouldn't press down that hard. Oh, and you should lay the pencil flatter. Give it here. I'll do it. You've got to color in lightly, then the writing jumps off the page. Just to clear things up so there are no misunderstandings, I normally use more professional means. Right. However, I'm clearly not used to such amateur methods. Oh, of course, here, all done. Good work. It showed up quite well, despite not using my more professional methods. Yep, sad I couldn't see your professional ways of doing things firsthand. This woman is surprisingly quite annoying. I'll be sure to show you next time. Well then, shall we see what the note says? Okay, so he died. So do I have to start over again? Oh, okay. Okay, so I spent some time that I shouldn't have, but let's see. This looks like a list of numbers. Was someone jotting down some numbers to remember? There are numbers marked X and numbers marked O. Does that mean there were correct and incorrect numbers? Nurse, what comes to your mind when you see this? Sorry, from one look at it, nothing rings a bell. As expected. Well then, shall I take a guess? Thinking about what I've looked so far, there might be something that connects. Let's see here. Nope, nothing comes to mind. My investigation may have missed something. Let's think about things some more, then come back to investigating this notepad. Oh, the safe. Come to think of it, Norse, would you happen to know the code that opens the safe on this wall? No, but I imagine the lieutenant would know. But that safe is... Inspector, I do hate to say, but I believe that safe is normally hidden behind a painting of a landscape. Oh, I got rid of that. It was on the way. Indeed. I guess asking the lieutenant is the best thing. I should hurry and ask him for the combination to get this open. I'm not sure why you want to open that safe, but if he allows it, I won't get in your way. Okay, so... let's talk. Let's talk to him. Hello, Lieutenant. I'll do the same. This is the same dialogue. Let's see about the safe. What's the combination to the safe on the wall? My safe? There's nothing much in it. Yes, I see. So what's the combination? Why's the Grim Reaper got to know the combination to my safe? That's rather suspicious. It seems that when a person asks about a safe, things take a turn for the real. I think it's quite a natural response. There's no reason the Grim Reaper would be curious about the contents of a safe. Good point. To be curious about the contents of a safe, I'd sooner be a thief. But you did say there wasn't all that much in there, so why not just tell me? Get the hell out of my house before I call the police. Oh, doesn't look like that's gonna work. That throws a spanner in the works. Seems that mentioning the safe brings him straight back to reality. Seems that I also lose favor points with the man. Favor points? If I were to get in a man's good favor and ask, he may tell the answer. But what's a favor point? Oh, don't worry about that. The only important thing right now is figuring out the combination to that safe. Honestly, I'm not sure how opening the safe has any relevance to what's going on. Let's see. There is something I was wondering about, but I'm just going to give me a second. I'm just investigating something real quick. Where am I looking at? What am I looking at? Where's the thing that I'm looking for? Let's see. Where am I gone? Where's this thing? I'm looking for something in the Twitch kind of thingy, but I can't find it. Maybe I should look for it later. It's fine, it's fine. Shame. Let's see. Talk to the nurse, the save the photo album. What's the photo album? Would you mind if I check the drawer of this vanity? Sure, knock yourself out. Actually, I already looked. The only thing in there is a picture album. Are all inspectors like this? Have you ever looked through that album? No, I knew it was in there, but I didn't peruse because I thought it would be rather rude to do so. Great! Then we can take this chance to peruse it together. Oh, look, let's see. This child, from the hair color, I don't think this is his daughter, so probably his son. His son? The lieutenant's son who was giving me a loud scolding before? So, who's the girl? She's his older sister. She's out on business right now, but before the lieutenant got like this, she was always helping me out as earnestly as she could. Do they have any other siblings? None. The lieutenant married so late that he must have had his son when he was nearing his 50s. Oh wow, pretty late. I see. Let's see, are we going in order? Yeah, I think. It looks like the picture of the son and daughter when they were children. From the fact that they're wearing school uniforms and standing in front of a school. They must have taken this one during their school's orientation or some other event. Then that would make the woman in this picture the mother. I never had the pleasure of meeting her, but it seems so. I also remember taking a picture with my parents in front of my school on my first day. Is that right? I envy you. However, I don't see the lieutenant in this picture. I wonder where he was. Then we're skipping out 14 years. That's a lot. This looks like the lieutenant with his son. I see they were able to have a picture taken together. It seems that the lieutenant's son worked hard nursing his father back to health. This is the first I've ever seen him like this. Honestly, it's quite surprising. In truth, the lieutenant never held his son in a very good light. Regardless, seeing him at his father's side till the very end, he's quite a devoted son. Yes, it's quite admirable of him. Okay, who's in this picture? I don't think it's the lieutenant's son. I see some slight differences in their appearances. Then it's someone even you don't know? Yes, after all, I haven't worked here for that long. I see. Under normal circumstances, I'd say it's quite likely this is some secret child he's been hiding away. I don't think that's what we're seeing here. Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, I missed some. Like, these ones were... I guess I went left to right when it was like all of these. This is just something I heard. But apparently the lieutenant's wife passed away from an illness when she was in her 50s. This must be her in the picture. Yeah, I do believe so. This must be the last picture they took of her. The picture next to it seems to have taken on the same date, but the mood in each picture is completely different. That's a picture taken of the lieutenant and his troops. The lieutenant is the man in the center with a nearly trimmed beard. You can recognize him that easily? The impression I get of him now is quite different. I've seen this picture before. He seems quite old in this picture, but it looks like he went off to war then too. He was no ordinary soldier. He went off to battle well after the age of his retirement. Heroes are a different breed. Well, regardless. Serving in the military at this time must have meant that he wasn't able to be with his wife during her final days. That's sad. Let's see, 53. Finally, I'm starting to see the lieutenant I know in these pictures. And the person next to him. The young lady. That's the lieutenant's daughter. Even back when the lieutenant was in good health, the young lady would come by to see her father about once a week. The lieutenant seems to care for his daughter very much. Does she live close? No, not really. She lives a good 2 hours drive away. Quite the devoted daughter. I haven't seen her around though. As I said, they were very close, which only makes the situation harder on her. Fortunately for her, the lieutenant's son said he'd take the first shift watching their father, so she's returned to her work. I see. From what you're telling me, they seem like the perfect family. Oh no, let's see, we skip. There we go, and the last one. It's just the two of them here, but they sure do look happy. The lieutenant adores his daughter. So in his will, silly me, pretend you didn't hear that. Oh, but of course, absolutely. From her voice, it sounds like she'll make it a point to never forget. That's all of the pictures then, thank you. I wouldn't have been able to make heads or tails of those pictures by myself. So that's why you wanted to look through the album together. I'm not sure how much of a help this is going to be, but I should at least jot down a few notes about what I learned. There we go. What haven't we done? Maybe we should talk to the nurse. Ask what you will. Let's see. Would you tell me what you know about your employer? He is perhaps the most renowned soldier in this neck of the woods. I heard that not only 20 years prior he went to war and served his country. His room is quite modest for someone of such stature. I don't see any medals on display. I was also quite surprised by that at first. He served his whole life in the military, but he almost never brought up his life as a soldier or his time in the wars. Then what did the topic of conversation normally lean toward? At times, family. Family. I wish I could learn more about that. Speaking of which, there's something in that drawer I found during my investigation that pertains to family. everything backwards. I'm supposed to do that first, to do the chat first and then the mirror, but I ended up doing that before. That's pretty funny. But it's okay. Let's see. What else? I think I have enough information to investigate the notepad now. Let's see. And it's the safe, obviously. Let's go back to the safe. Okay, perfect. We're entering the investigation mode finally. And let's see. Begin. Next, suspicious. This memo. Restored notes. And oh, there's nothing about the safe combination. Perfect. That should be it. Perfect. Mystery solved. Nothing to ponder, actually. Excuse me? Lists of 4 digits. Doesn't that remind you of anything? Oh, you mean the safe? Correct. The safe on the wall. It also needs a 4-digit combination. This is clearly a list for the safe, of combinations for the safe. Then one of the secret code numbers must be the combination. Of course! But there are 3 different numbers circled. No need to fret over the little things. We just need to try all of them. Do we? None of them work. Just in case, I tried the numbers that had X's next to them too, but no dice. You there! What are you doing and without my permission? You've wasted so much time that the lieutenant has died and come back 3 times already. I'm sick of explaining ourselves to him. What are we supposed to do now? You said there was nothing to ponder and that these were clearly safe combinations. Happy birthday, Sila! Hola, Pabli, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Estaba calladito el chat, entonces no sabía si había alguien por ahí. Hey, calm down. Inspectors are just people, and to where is human after all? When it comes to solving a case, what's more important than getting the right answer in a single guess? Yes, what's more important? Just talking to myself. What's more important is checking the notepad once more. If these notes are in combinations to the safe, they must be connected to something else. Let's see. Notes to the notepad. And restored notes. And maybe their dates, actually. There we go. Maybe their dates. Yeah, their dates. Here it is. What? That's the photo album? Look here. Check the numbers on this notepad and those in the album. Don't you see? Ah, I do! It's that the numbers on this notepad are the same as the dates of the pictures in the album, yeah? Indeed, a reasonable assertion. But why would someone go to the trouble of writing all this out? Plus, what do all the marks mean? No way to know. However, it may be good to talk to someone who does know. After all, the person connected to all these pictures is right here in front of us. Okay, so let's start a new cycle. Let's talk to him. And you know, same thing about the photo album. Well then, which picture should we ask him about? Let's start with December 25th. Or February 25th. February 25th, 1926. That's the date I saw on a picture of your wife, son and daughter standing in front of a school. I didn't see you in that picture though. Of course not, I was in the army then. Back then, I thought those events they attended and pictures they took were just for keeping up appearances. I thought that as long as you held love in your heart, that one day it would be delivered to your loved ones. A ridiculous sentiment looking back. I barely had the time to look them in the eye, much less say a word to them. It's a miracle that my daughter has stayed at my side this long. I figured she'd sooner toss me out with the trash like my son did. Interesting. Okay, so she might be asking about good Like I think the circles are about good memories for him, and then the X's are about bad memories for him. Let's see. Let's ask about October 30th. October 30th, 1920. Do you remember what happened on that day? My apologies. I couldn't tell you. That was over 40 years ago. That was the day your son was born. Is that right? Well, I just say it was a long time ago. It's not out of the question to fail to remember the exact year something happened. No, it's just that even when you say it was the day my son was born, no particular memories come to mind. I couldn't tell you the date of my son's birthday, let alone the year he was born, though I clearly remember the birthdays of my wife and daughter. That'll do it. No wonder that boy views me as the enemy. Interesting, so he can't remember anything about his son. That's pretty weird. Let's try again. Let's talk to him again before he dies again. And for December 25th. December 25th, 1935, Christmas. Back then you were serving in the military. And at the same time, your wife. Yes, she was in critical condition. A few days later, I received a letter telling of her passing. Do you have any regrets? Do you wish you could have been there? Of course I have my regrets. But my true regret is not having paid heed to the children she left behind. If I had, things between me and my son might have turned out differently. That's fair. But instead, my wife's passing only drove me to fight even harder on the battlefield. But why after all that? Why this obsession with war? This may be overstepping my bounds, but you don't seem to carry much pride in fighting for your country. In war, I thought I could achieve the things I wanted. I was young and dumb. These aren't exactly the stories I should be telling the Grim Reaper. Nurse, are you there? Yes, Lieutenant, I'm here. I have a favor to ask of you. My will is locked in the safe in that wall. Please get it out for me. Excuse me? But Lieutenant, it's not only the two of us here. I don't care if the woman next to you is a Grim Reaper or not. There's something I need to do before it's too late. The combination of the safe is 0412. Is that another date? April 12th. What happened on that day? That day was the first day I died. Nurse, where'd you pop him from? Where'd my daughter go? No need to worry, just rest. We got lucky. I never thought we'd get the safe combination directly from the lieutenant. Where'd the change of heart come from? All you did was look at the album and talk about the past. In looking back at the past, we changed something about his perception. You mean his perception of you? No, probably someone other than me. Someone from the photo album. Let's do this safe. Let's open the safe. What's the matter? Nothing. Just reminded me of a certain someone. Inside, there's a will, just as the lieutenant said. It was only written out 3 weeks ago? If you're gonna skim it like that... Huh? What's wrong? Is this not it? No, this is the lieutenant's will, alright. The handwriting and signature are his. However, I may be mistaken, but the contents are a bit different from what I remember. Well, I would think it would be best to check with the person who actually wrote it. Let's talk to him again. And see. Let's see about your will. Lieutenant, please have a look at this. My apologies, but could you bring it a little closer? My eyes aren't what they used to be. Of course. This is my will. Is this some sort of yoke? The signature and the heart and handwriting are mine, but I didn't write this. To think that I would will my property equally between my two children? Who would ever will an inheritance to such a disrespectful brat? I made it clear in my will that everything is supposed to go to my daughter. How did this happen? I see, that's using your brain. Excuse me? Ah, right, something the matter? No, it's just... Just a second ago, and only for a second, her voice grew so cold. Did she figure something out? What do you think you're doing? Nurse, why did you open the safe? Excuse me? That was right on cue. Excuse me? Didn't you say that if I wanted to continue how I saw fit, I'd have to prove my skills first? Let me show you then. Let me show you both the work I'm doing and the secrets I can uncover. Now, let me fill you in. Is this just a feeling I'm getting? Or was there a certain hostility in the word secrets you just used? Just a feeling? Is there any phrase with less meaning than that? When people want to skirt around their true intentions, they always claim it was just a feeling. I'm not sure if this is just a feeling, but this is what I'm thinking. The wheel that was in the safe right there, I think you put it in there. That's what I'm thinking. Nurse, don't tell me you're falling in line with the words of this charlatan, are you? I'm sorry, but when you saw the safe standing open, you certainly did cause quite the scene. I left a stranger in this room with my father, only to come back in and see his safe wide open. ¿Este juego es nuevo o es de la saga que estabas jugando? Ambas, o sea, es un juego diferente, pero sí es como un spin-off del Staffercase, que era el de detectives que estábamos jugando. Pero técnicamente sí es de la misma saga. Está relacionado. Pero, o sea, este es un poco similar, diferente en la dinámica, pero igual, o sea, es del mismo tipo de descubrirlo. Oh, vamos a hidratarnos. I left a stranger. Y también el ambiente. Sí, estaba comentando que es más como noir. El tipo de detectives de ese tipo. Pero está bueno, está bueno. I left a stranger in this room with my father, only to come back in and see his safe wide open. Even though you've been standing right there next to her. It's perfectly natural to lose my temper about that, isn't it? About that, I do apologize. Well then, the lieutenant put that wheel in the safe himself. Is that what you're claiming? How am I supposed to know that? But if it's the wheel you took from the safe yourself, wouldn't that make sense? Think about it. That safe is my father, and only he knows the combination to it. Who else do you think put it in there? Bueno, Sira, me gustaría quedarme, pero tengo que irme. Muchas gracias por pasarte. Espero que tengas una linda tarde, entonces. Y si no regreso, buenas tardes y buenas noches. Igualmente. At the very least, I'm sure it wasn't the lieutenant. You're giving me a headache. Is this really so complicated? How simply should I put this? No, it's not complicated in the slightest. Take a look at this paper. What of it? It's a list of all the suspicions I've had while investigating this room. I never asked for a list of suspicions. I just wanted an answer to this ridiculous situation we found ourselves in. Suspicions can at times be answers to other suspicions. For example, was it the lieutenant who placed this wheel in that safe? To answer that question, one only need look at this line right here. I'm gonna guess it's the line where... Okay, let's see. The lieutenant didn't know about the wheel. So, what do you see written here? No need to stick it in my face. You mean that my father never knew of the existence of this wheel? Yes, before you burst into the room, I let the lieutenant read the wheel. He said he had written one, but he also said the contents of the one he had written were different. Specifically regarding the part about how his assets were to be divided. Of course! And what? Am I supposed to take you at your word? Just look at the state of him. He's been dying and coming back on repeat for 3 weeks now. You think someone like that is going to be in his right mind? Wasn't it the doctor's own opinion that your father was holding on to his wits to an unprecedented degree? It's also been 3 weeks since he was here. In all the time since then, my father's been in the constant agony of dying and coming back. I don't know about his supernatural abilities as much as you do. But in the process of dying and coming back like this, isn't it natural to think that his brain cells were getting damaged? Your right there. You know next to nothing about supernatural abilities. Regarding these supernatural abilities, these skills, I'm a pro, so let me show you a professional's opinion. The lieutenant's condition is exactly the same as it was 3 weeks ago. That's because his body goes back in time. Pretty much. Let's see. This is the lieutenant's skill, his supernatural ability. I recorded the details about his skill on this page myself. Normally, we refer to this as a person's bureau file. Huh, you sure have been thorough. The important part is the name of said skill. Resurrective temporal regression. Do you know what that means? How am I supposed to? Right, of course not. Let me kindly explain. Resurrective skills are largely divided into regeneratively connected and temporally connected skills. The possibility you mentioned of your father's resurrections causing mental damage, that's normally a phenomenon caused by the physical means of regeneratively connected revival skills. Oh, however, the lieutenant's skill is temporally connected, meaning we're looking at something closer to his body returning to the moment before sustaining his critical injury. Thus, the probability of what you claim happening is extremely low. But extremely low isn't 0%. Even you, Miss Inspector, can't be sure, can you? Correct, I cannot say for certain. But considering the fact that he could recall events that happened decades ago, I can say it's as close to 0% as can be. What do you know of my father? Did you meet him before he became like this? Well then, let's ask someone who did. We'll ask the person who's been watching him closer than anyone else. Nurse, have you noticed anything mentally wrong with the lieutenant? Huh? Me? Yes. Think hard before you answer that. If I were to give my honest opinion, the lieutenant is in exactly the same condition he was in 3 weeks ago. Nurse! With that, the likelihood that the lieutenant put that will in his safe is even closer to 0%. That begs the question then, why was that will in his safe? Of course, the will you're referring to had something written on it that was quite favorable for me. So you're suspecting me for this, isn't that right? Seems like I can leave the detective work to you. If that was only a guess, that is. So, what are you trying to say? I wrote the will? Is that what you're getting at? You think I changed the contents of the will and forged the signature? Is that it? My good sir, I think you already knew exactly what I was going to say. I have no idea what you mean. With this new will that suddenly appeared, you, the largest benefactor, would need to prove its validity. You would need some sort of insurance. And you'd need to be quite confident in said insurance. Let's return to our point then. Who wrote this will? If we take a look at this section, the answer is clear. Let's see. Can we... It's the... See, I guess we can put it that it's his handwriting. Can I put it? Maybe not. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. That sounds good. The person who wrote the will is clearly the lieutenant himself. What? But what? Signatures and seals can be forged with enough time and technique. He seems to want me to point that fact out. However, this will was entirely handwritten by the lieutenant. Even for a skilled con artist, writing this out longhand in the lieutenant's handwriting is close to impossible. So the person who wrote this will is none other than the lieutenant himself. Then what was this whole conversation about? I guess because it's a tutorial. Not the meta answer, but I guess it's because it's the tutorial. Should I use this time to apologize? So what are you saying we do? This meaningless conversation is a waste of my time. Cut it out with this dribble and get back to work. My good sir, I'm afraid my dribble isn't quite over. You should know that as well. Don't you call me that. I'm not your good anything. It's clear that the lieutenant wrote this will himself. However, that doesn't make it valid. After all, it was written of your abolition. Isn't that right, my good sir? I said stop calling me that! I apologize for raising my voice, but I'm sure that even you know how ridiculous the nonsense you're spouting is. You say the will had to be written by my father, but now you're saying I made him do it? How might that be possible? Do I look like an expert in brainwashing or some sort of cult leader to you? No, you don't look nearly that imposing. However, the lieutenant is experiencing a rather unique set of circumstances. Using said circumstances, it would be possible for you to bend the lieutenant's will to your own. However, it would take a bit of a trial and error. And the proof of said trial and error is right here. Let's see, there we go, the restored notes. Then the dates that are good things to talk about and the ones that aren't. Pretty clear. No need to be on your guard. There's nothing written here. I mean, sure, it's probably mine. So we restored what was written on it. What? And it was our kind nurse who did the restoring. Excuse me? Sorry, sir. This notepad had a record of all the dates of the pictures in this album. I asked the lieutenant about the dates on these pictures. A photograph is merely an object that connects us to our memories. Perhaps it's that and the death that he's on the verge of, but he gave quite the emotional responses. However, there was one interesting thing. When I asked the lieutenant about the dates with X's here, he got quite upset. On the contrary, when I asked about the dates that were marked with O's, he expressed his regrets regarding his past. Rage and regret. The object of both those feelings was you. When I talked to him about only the dates that were circled, he even asked for us to retrieve his will. It was like he wished to make some changes. A father who wishes to forgive his son right before his death. Quite a touching tale. If it were a coincidence, what's that supposed to mean? My good sir, the lieutenant said that his original intentions were to bequeath nothing to you. Such an arrangement didn't sit well with you. Thus, you tried to persuade your father, only to end up angering him each time. In the end, with your name absent from his will, the lieutenant grew closer to his passing. But then, suddenly he entered into this never-ending cycle of death and rebirth. As the cycle repeated itself, it was hard for your sister to remain here with you. Thus, you sent her back home and decided to stand watch on your own. You thought it might be just the opportunity you needed. That's where things stood, with your father's memory resetting every 15 minutes. That was your moment, when you could persuade your father with no one to interrupt you. You didn't even need to worry about a slip of the tongue that might dirty his memories of you. First, you picked out all the pictures in the album that were able to sway his emotions. Then you used those dates to begin to persuade him. You marked all the dates with elicited negative responses with an X, and marked the ones that elicited positive responses with an O, finding the ideal memories for you to use. Finally, in the short span of 15 minutes, you changed his mind, and succeeded in getting him to alter his will. Now, in order for the will to take effect, you need to end things as they stand. You called in an inspector who could kill your father. I'm telling you, you should have been a novelist, not an inspector. Oh, you don't like my line of reasoning? Right, let's say it's as you put it, and I exploited my father's current state to alter his will. Then the will must have been written sometime in the past 3 weeks while my father's been like this. But go, look for yourself, see when the will was written. March 22nd at 8:30 in the morning. March 22nd. 3 weeks ago, the lieutenant became like this. However, he started his resurrections around noon that day. 8 in the morning was before he got like this. By the way, don't even start about how I tricked him about the date or anything. After all, it was you. Oh, sorry, I didn't read it. It was you who said his mental state is perfectly fine. I don't know about tricking him all the time, but tricking him about 3 whole weeks is out of the question. Surprising. We've revealed everything up to this point, yet you still think you can move past this. The date on the will, huh? I'm sure it says it was written 3 weeks ago. But we all know why that is, don't we? You think it's that obvious? Yes, and if you don't remember, I can show you again. Right here. This is the reason why the will is dated 3 weeks prior. Let's see. It's March 28th, April 12th, temporal regression. And interesting. And why? Maybe. No, it wasn't that one. Temporal regression? No. I'm not sure about this one. Maybe I'm just not thinking about it. Under 1 centimeter, staffer's death. Resurrection memories disappear? I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go. That was my other choice. I explained it before, but the lieutenant's resurrection resets his physical body to a form in the past. Thus, all his memories also reset to the time before his reanimation. My good sir, you also used that fact when you had him rewrite the will. No, because the lieutenant wouldn't have remembered. Every 15 minutes he dies, then his memories reset to 15 minutes before. You should understand the implications of that. From the moment he started this cycle, he remembers nothing new. The lieutenant's memory came to a standstill at that moment 3 weeks ago. Thus, it's obvious why the lieutenant would write a date 3 weeks in the past. Actually, the fact that he wrote the date when he began this cycle of revival proves that he rewrote the will when he was like this. You know what that is, my good sir. Yes, but what of it? Sir, did you really? Yes, the will is my fabrication. My sister was to get everything and I wouldn't get a penny. Does that make any sense to you? My business went under, so I need this cash, and now I merely took advantage of a situation I was placed in. So what are you gonna do, report me? What a righteous inspector we have here. You think I would? If I reported my own client, I wouldn't be able to collect my fee. At the current juncture, I'm no detective seeking justice. I'm just an inspector who makes money and solves requests. What? Then why all this? Because you weren't straight with me from the beginning. Because if I wanted to continue how I saw fit, I had to prove my skills first. I had a feeling that my client was suspicious about my skill level, so I just wanted to give him a taste. Yeah, makes sense when you put it like that. I lost. From now on, I'll support you in any way that I can. Tell me what you need. I told you what I needed from the outset. A knife and a gun, if you would. All right. What sort of knife do you need? The sharpest one you can find. Nurse, I remember you having a scalpel. Yes, I have a few in here. This should do nicely. Next is your gun. I'll just return the one I took from you at the door. However, I'll be holding onto the bullets. It goes without saying, but I'll have a hand on my own gun as well, so don't go getting any weird ideas. Of course not. I'll only be using it to solve your request. Outstanding. Thank you for your cooperation. So I guess she doesn't care. She doesn't really care about the ethics of what she's doing or anything. But you know, it makes sense, I guess. It makes sense. I'm not saying I agree, but it makes sense. Especially if she's the one that I was thinking about. So, I just got an email. What's that about? Oh, okay. I see. I was worried since this gun is too weak for self-defense, but it may be appropriate for this situation. Considering the way she used that pencil, I imagine she'll also use her gun in a rather unusual way. There's no way she's going to point that at a person, so what's she gonna do with it? Let's see, time for death, 10 minutes. 15 minutes, okay. Oh, she killed him. The blood that spills from his body is still part of his body, so what if the opposite were true? What did you? I didn't want to believe it, but you actually asked for a gun to shoot my father? Of course, what other use would I have for a gun? As this skill is related to death, a tool that would intentionally bring about the death is the most effective way of investigating it. But is this really okay? I already received permission from the lieutenant. He's forgotten now, but if I were to explain it to him again, he'd only give me his permission once more. Regardless, he's going to die again in 15 minutes. This just brings about the same result a bit quicker. You can say that, but still, something about that feels wrong. Can you really take the values inherent in death and make such light work of them? The values inherent in death. A blade through an artery, a bullet through the brain, a spoonful of poison. These all kill us. No matter how great the person or how strong, these are the great equalizers. That is the value inherent in death. The important things aren't decided when we die, but when we're among the living. Death only marks the end of that. The value of death is determined by the life that comes before it. That's what I think, at least. I hope that's a satisfactory answer. Besides, the lieutenant looks perfectly fine for someone who was just shot. I mean, I don't think that's what you can say about it. You know, that's a little bit too cold. Of course, he was revived, so that's a given. No, the bullet didn't pierce through his head. His body merely returned to how it was before. Thus, the bullet should still be lodged in his brain. If that were so, he wouldn't be this coherent. There's still some special characteristic about his resurrection that we haven't figured out. What else? Let's see. Oh, can I try to shoot the guy? I'm gonna save and see if I can shoot the guy, just for the lows. Okay. Let's go back. And shoot. What are you doing? Pointing a gun at you. You know I have the bullets, right? That's why I'm relaxed despite holding someone at gunpoint, right? Well, I'm not relaxed at all, so put that away. So even though you saw that the chamber was empty with your own two eyes, you still feel threatened by it. Are you that scared of death? Who isn't? I thought there might be someone out there, but today has changed my mind. Even the man who's experienced death over 100 times is still scared of it. That's creepy. He desires death more than anyone, yet still fears it. Indeed, it certainly seems that way. Let's see. Let's talk to him. He's quite the irresponsible one, my father. He always put going to war and killing people over his own family. I don't know if he was just lost in the patriotism of it all, or if he genuinely enjoyed playing the part of the hero. Whenever the situation allowed for it, he was tough to fight. That's all there is to know about my dad. That's not very helpful by itself. Are there any unusual facts you know about your father's skill? Even with such a vague question as that, I've got nothing for you. You think my father died around the house often? Before all this happened, I only saw my father resurrect around a dozen times. Personally, I would say that's quite a lot. I know very little about supernatural abilities. You're the expert on that. Speaking of which, I heard that the institution that manages these superpowers ranks them based on the threat they pose. What rank do you think they'd place on my father's ability? They would need a more systematic investigation of it, but possibly Estienne. Estienne? Is that the one that gets a red marking? Yes, that's right. That's the highest threat level. I guess that would make him as dangerous as a tank. I heard that in countries with many instances of superpowers, they require those with abilities to wear bracelets by law. Something to show how dangerous they are, right? So if my father had been born in such a country, he'd have to wear a red bracelet? Yes, the Estienne staff rankers. No, the Estienne ranked staffers have to wear bracelets with a red light on them. Most of their outdoor activities are also highly restricted. Huh, that's a laugh. Over here you're born a hero, but over there you're born a monster. No, actually, if it weren't for the war, my father may have been treated like a monster as well. In that way, I guess he was sort of lucky. Oh, my blanket's falling, my blanket's falling. Now, instead of telling stories about distant lands, I'd like to hear a story about the lieutenant. Well, nothing comes to mind. Well then, I should show you something to jog your memories. Okay, he's revived. Inspector, what's the matter? It hasn't been 15 minutes yet. But he already died? Have we broken the cycle somehow? This is good. It's a very good sign. What do you think caused it? We can't know for certain. If I had to guess though, something about my being involved in the death of the lieutenant probably caused this to happen. I have my ideas, but it would be dangerous to say I have a confident grasp of the situation. We should continue the investigation. Okay, so we're back. Let's see. What else can we study? Talk. Can I talk about him? Or is it the same? No, it's the same. If we talk to him, maybe with the scalpel? So, using the scalpel, I'll slice his neck. Are you perhaps going to have a look inside his body cavity? Pardon? Oh, that's not a bad idea either. I'd like to do this in a way that's painless for the lieutenant as possible, but we'll try that incision next time. As expected, it's not very different from the gunshot. No, that's not right. Look here. Oh, the end of the blade disappeared. At the time of his resurrection, all foreign entities are purged. It seems a bit grandiose of a claim, but saying they cease to exist or simply evaporate seems to be correct. That must be the reason why it wasn't painful for him on reviving from that gunshot wound. The bullet in his head disappeared on his revival. Interesting. What else can we do? Is there anything else I can talk to? Maybe about herself? I started working here about a year ago. Back then, I was in quite a bind after leaving the hospital I had been working at. However, the lieutenant and my father were close friends, so he ended up hiring me on. How did your father come to know the lieutenant? My father was also a soldier. They even served together at one point. Served? Show. Yes, they went to war together. Then your father is also quite a patriot. That's what everyone tells me. Honestly, in my eyes, my father is just my father. Okay, nothing over here. And I was wondering, it says you should show him something. Again, he died before the 15 minutes were up. Why on earth is this happening? Well, that's our job to figure from here on out. Oh, I opened the wrong tab. Let's see. There we go. What we know for certain is that once I started killing him myself, the timing between his resurrections has derailed from its normal pattern. For now, let's continue our investigation. I've got to kill the lieutenant in as many ways as I can. I mean, I already knifed him and gaunted him, so maybe with the pencil stab him? Do you really have to draw on him again? No. Then would you kindly desist? Then next, let's... No, you said you don't need to anymore. So... I've already killed him twice. What else can I do? And there's nothing else I can do for over here. I'm unable to see that person right now, so I wanted to head there instead. Then we should hurry up and deal with this mess, right? Oh, of course. I still think that it's Pandoria. Like, I still think this investigator is actually Pandoria. Just because of the way that she's talking about. But I'm not sure. What else can we do? Maybe... Scalpel? Okay, nothing weird. So this is a little bit different from the other Staffer game in the sense that it's the same, like it's the same thing. We're not really investigating, but we're running things over and over and trying to get different results. So that's pretty interesting. Nothing in the safe. I think I've already talked to her, but it said we should show him something. For this guy. Maybe I'll just talk to the lieutenant? Excuse me. Lieutenant, you have the ability to revive after death. Regarding said ability, could you go into more detail? Or we already talked to that. Oh no. Yeah, I already heard that. Okay. Maybe I kill him again? Oh, shoot him in the leg. Perfect. Okay. Let's see if anything turns out different. He's resurrected, so this time... Oh, sir, what's the matter? My leg! Oh, it's okay now, it's bearable. Even after resurrecting the pain. Regardless, it seems something else has changed. Do I talk to him? No, not that. Maybe now with the scalpel, cut open his leg. Indeed, and I have you to thank. You may not like this, but I'm not trying to kill him this time. I'm not completely opposed to the idea. Good to see you're getting used to it. If it's at all possible, I would appreciate your help with this job, nurse. Could you make an incision right here on our lieutenant? Excuse me, no, Help her. You're the medical professional, no? I am. Well then, would you make an incision right here? Were you shot him before? All right. Why do I have to do this? Are they at least giving him anesthesia? This is like really inhumane. That's crazy. I somehow don't think that they're really being nice to him at all. Huh? It's rather small, but there is a wound here. At the heart of that wound. Here. It was left inside his body. A bullet. That's the one I fired just a moment ago. As expected, this is what was causing him pain. I'll make a note of that. Interesting. So I'll just pass the time because I think we already did everything we could right now. Okay. Or nothing about that. Maybe talk. Yeah. I don't care right now. No, still nothing. Gun. No. Nothing about that's weird. And even if I try to do this, it's the same thing. Okay. And maybe the pencil? No. ¿Cómo estuvo tu día? Sí, la vi aquí tranquilo, la verdad no hice mucho. Talk to her. And the conversation? No, I can't do anything about her. Incident report. Let's see if I'm missing something. A bullet shot into his leg remained after resurrections, foreign substances. I should ask the lieutenant's son about his father. Once I got involved with the death of the lieutenant, he began to... But I already talked to him about his father. I see new characters. That's because it's a new game. It's a different game. It's a spin-off of the one we were playing. I'm gonna hydrate. So basically in this game, the protagonist, this guy, has the ability to come back to life from anything, pretty much. Even from death. He can't die. He just keeps respawning every 15 minutes and he forgets what happened on those 15 minutes. So he's been on this cycle of dying and then coming back for 3 weeks. And this is his greedy son who just wants him to die so he can inherit some money. But anyways, we're trying to figure out how to kill him. So we're doing really terrible things to him. I don't know. I don't know how to show him something. I wanted to show him something, but I don't know how to. I've got to kill... I'm gonna use a hint for now. Oh, we already need to gun him again? Let's shoot his leg. I already shot his leg, but it's alright. And knife him in the leg. Okay, let's see. This is quite odd. I only changed. How dare the sun, I mean. I will sit over here too and talk to Jintai. I'm not sure if Jintai is still there. They haven't talked in a while, but he might be there still, hopefully. That would be nice. No, where I shot isn't the important thing. Okay, let's pass some time. Ugh, my leg. Oh, could just be lurking. Maybe he's just lurking. Maybe let me open the YouTube. I'm always here. Jintai's there. Woohoo! That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so maybe we can talk to him this time. No. It says we have to gun him twice. Let's gun him twice and see. Maybe I have to gun him once in the head and once in the leg. Maybe. This text is the same, so I'm just like skipping it. Or not. Maybe both in the leg. It says that I have to shoot him twice, but it's not doing anything. Let's see. I'm gonna do it both in the leg this time. Okay. That would merit being busy. Yeah, you work. Okay, there we go. We had to shoot him in both legs. So that's fun, you know? Who are you? Oh, my left leg, it hurts. My word. I shot him in the leg, but he died regardless. Even though I avoided his vitals, it seems he couldn't handle 2 gunshot wounds. Still is playing the game and reading, so we don't have to do both. Yeah, like, I usually read what you're saying too, but it's okay. From the outside, it certainly seems though. There doesn't seem to be any difference in which area we shoot. He said his left leg is hurting me. Hurting him. First things first, we need to make a note of it. Ugh, my leg. Ugh. Poor guy. And maybe now we talk to him about the legs? Nope. Still the same. So now do we have two? Again, he died before the 15 minutes were up. Okay. Maybe this time I'm going to cut him open in both legs. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to do it. I didn't want to do the pencil one. Let's do the scalpel on the leg. And then the scalpel on the other leg. There we go. He's resurrected, so this time... My leg! Oh. It didn't do anything? And now I ran out of a hand. I'll talk to her. I don't know about this. Like, I've already done as much as I could to him. It really does not sound like he's having a good time, that's for sure. I don't mean to torture him repeatedly, you know? It's just... I don't know what to do. I don't want to keep killing him. Poor guy. Like, you know... I'm thinking... What can I do? What can I do to unlock the thing? Apparently there's a good question there. Let's see what other options are there. Like, I can just do everything. Like, I'm going to use the same all of the weapons with everyone and see what happens. I already used that, and I'm just going to do that and do that. Okay. Nothing changed this time. Put him in the coin operated ball stretcher. Oh no, not the ball stretcher, poor guy. Let's see. Now we're gonna do the same with her. And the pencil. I haven't done anything yet. She was going to draw on her, but you can draw on people with a pencil. I've tried. Like, it doesn't really leave a mark. It will just stab you, though. Nurse. There we go. Hiding? What do you mean? Are you really gonna be like this? Oh, right. Just put that away. Good idea. What do you want to know? Actually, nothing at all. I just figured since I have a gun now, using it like this might help me get a clue. Wow, well, I'm sorry to disappoint. We should have never given her a gun. The same. And I've already done... I don't know. Like, where's the hint button? I could only use one hint. Scalpel, cut open his leg, and then maybe shoot him for the second time? Like, I don't know if the order, as we say in Spanish, el orden de los factores altera el producto. If we do it the other way around, will it change anything? I don't know. It's worth a try, though. He's resurrected. No, nothing changed. In the notepad, does it change if I do anything? No. I'm gonna just do random stuff right now. And then apparently you can get an achievement from doing this with everything, so might as well, you know. And we're gonna do this. This is really dumb, and I don't see why we're doing this, but it's okay. There we go. View all interactions with the knife. Now we're gonna do all interactions with the... There we go. All interactions with the pencil. Okay, there we go. 2 achievements, and then we only need the 2 achievements with the gun. Perfect. There we go. And he's resurrected. Like, he keeps complaining about his leg, but there's... Okay, let's see. This is the only thing I haven't checked yet. Oh, okay. Here's a new interaction. There's something. I'm pretty sure I told you to stop calling me that. When it comes out of your mouth, it just sounds sarcastic. Oh, sorry, but really, could I get a hand? What do you need me to do? Dudosa, ¿la mayoría de tu comunidad habla inglés? No, diría que es mitad y mitad, honestamente. Diría que la mitad habla español y la mitad habla inglés, por eso dejo que me hablen en el idioma que quieran. Y pues ya, no tengo tanto problema. It's simple, you know of this album, yes? Of course, I'm the one who put it there. I'd love to hear a bit of an explanation about the pictures in here. There are moments you took part in, so you should know about them. That's true. Let's get this over with then. ¿Puedo hablarte en ruso? Pues puedes hablarme, pero no te entendería. Oh, this guy. That's right, I forgot about that guy. The man in this picture isn't you, is it? Of course not. Then perhaps... Is it perhaps the secret son of your father's? I'm starting to regret hiring you on again. That is my father. It's a picture of him when he was young, before becoming a hero, when he was still sort of human. That version of my father. I see. That's where the odd resemblance to you comes from. I don't agree, but those who knew my father when he was young say the same. Where were you here? I was with my girlfriend, of course. I guess you didn't bring her around. There was no reason to. I see. I don't think that's all that bad. After all sorts of families make up this wide world of ours. If you had stayed on bad terms and cut contact to the very end, I doubt anyone would have said anything. Don't lecture me. You were pretty cute on this one. What are you trying to imply? That you're not all that cute now. Mind your own business. Even on a day such as this, my father wasn't with me and my mother. So you remember the moment you were born? My mother told me. She was so proud of my father, the patriot. So I went along with what my mother said, at least until she passed away. Sure were cute back then. What are you going on about? What on earth happened to you? Please just mind your own business. This is a picture from my first day of school. Even then, my father was nowhere to be seen. Still, you had your mother. I'm jealous of that at least. Your parents didn't take you to your first day of school? I didn't have a first day of school. Huh. Don't dig too far into that. Not a great memory. I wasn't even curious. Actually, I guess I might have been a little curious. Let's see. This was the last picture we took of my mother. 3 days later, her symptoms took a turn for the worse. I'm sorry. I didn't want much. I just wanted him to be at her side at that moment. My dad was playing War 2 then, though. I wouldn't say it's play when he's holding a real gun. No, it was a game. When you can whip your gun around all you like because you can die, if that's not play, what is? I don't know if it was patriotism or something else, but my father played at war as often as he could. I'm only sorry for the soldiers who went off to die next to him. I guess he really doesn't have a good opinion of his father. Oh, and this one's the same? Okay. Let's see. And then let's do this one. Dang, he kind of has a point though, not gonna lie. Like, he does. Like, I'm not even mad at him. Como dato que nadie pidió, el check-in se puede canjear más de una vez de forma seguida. Sí, es un bug con el check-in. O sea, yo no puedo hacer nada porque es el desarrollador. Así que así se va a quedar por ahora. Pero está bien, o sea, nadie está abusando del check-in. Entonces no tengo problemas por ahora. Let's see. This is the most recent photo we have. What's wrong? When I really stop to think about it, I don't think I've ever seen my dad smile this wide. Having regrets? I have no idea what you mean. Is that so? This may be your final chance. I don't need your chances. I don't even know what chances you're talking about. I guess that's all we can see at the album. And maybe we can talk now that we've seen the album? Let's see. Maybe not. Or let's try talking to all of them again. No. And then the nurse. And the conversation. Yeah, there's nothing more we can do for this one. And let's see, what else can we do? What else can I do though? Let's see, hint. Oh, the photo album. I still haven't, I swear I saw everything. Or this one maybe? Yeah, this one I already saw. This one I already saw. Oh, here. My dad struggled with his fevers for almost a year. That was the last time I had any hope for my father. It was the only time my father was home long enough for both of us to open up to each other. Dumb thing to expect. The next year he was off to war again. Even though the military was reluctant to have him since he was so old. Despite the long conversations, it seems that whatever you hoped to get across never did. That's not the important part. My father doesn't even remember me at his side, nursing him back to health. What do you mean? You know how my father loses some of his memories when he comes back to life? Back then, the fevers took him before he came back to life again. Interestingly, he lost quite a number of memories from that time. How many? About a year's worth of memories. When he came to, he thought he was back on the battlefield. This may be a bit rude, but what you say is interesting. Would you mind if I made a note of it? Do what you will. After all, everything you've said could have been taken as rude. Yeah, if it's Pandora, she's always rude anyways. She's just like that. Well then, without another moment's hesitation, I think this is finally it. What was that sound? The police. Whoop! Whoop! It's the sound of the police! Whoop! Whoop! I'm sorry. Tamasilla, cómprate algo lindo. Gracias por el beat. LOL. Sorry, you know how my brain works and I just think of songs. How can she talk as if this wasn't happening to her? Shit, I'll go downstairs and explain. You two stay here and don't even think about coming down. Are you going to take your gun and bullets down to meet them too? If anything, that was cute. No need to apologize. You can see my impulsive thoughts just going, woo! Damn it, you're right. Nurse, I'll give this to you for safekeeping. Ah, of course. I'll be right back. So don't move a muscle. Perfect timing. Now we can return to our conversation. What do you mean? Did you learn something? More than something. I've learned everything. Then, shouldn't we wait for him to get... No, this talk is going to go much easier with just the two of us. Let's start by organizing what we've learned thus far. Nurse, if you would work with me here. It's part of the charm. Thank you, the classic Scylla charm. I'm here to win your heart. Let's see. Then let's get started. The first item on our agenda. What happens to the foreign items in the lieutenant's body when he revives? Didn't we figure that out before? You said that the objects in his body ceased to exist, or nurse. That's already quite the outdated hypothesis. Excuse me, didn't you say that only a few minutes ago? A good inspector shows no hesitation in smashing through her own hypothesis. Very whimsical. Thank you. Okay, you sure are giving me quite the education. So what happened to the tips of those blades and all those bullets? A fantastic question. In truth, when the lieutenants revive, foreign objects in his body do cease to exist. However, not all foreign matter disappears. From my recollection, it seems there was an exception to the disappearing substances. The bullet! Here we go. There we go. Nurse, you should remember too. Even after the lieutenant pulled off his resurrection, there was still something remaining in his body. You're talking about the bullet in his leg? Yes, that's right. So why didn't that bullet disappear? It must be that foreign objects in his legs don't disappear. The answer isn't as beautiful as that. Beautiful? Staffer skills, phenomena in general, they have parts of them that work systematically, like physics or chemistry. Thus, I think this is different from the theory you suggest. Then what's your theory, Inspector? Before I explain that, we must test your hypothesis. You believe that foreign objects in the lieutenant's legs simply don't disappear, but I think the likelihood of that being the case to be low. Among my notes, there's this one that stands out. Let's see. And this notes. Maybe that one? Because the scalpel did disappear? No, not that one. Oh, here we go. There's no correlation. Let's see what she says. I'm not sure if you remember, but there were cases when the bullets in his legs did disappear. Is that sure? I'm not sure I quite... It's okay. We can just replicate the circumstances. Wait just a minute. The police are out. Don't you worry. I just need to shoot one more round and... Oh. The lieutenant resurrects and the bloodstains disappear. No one is hurt, so the worst we'll get is a fine. The lieutenant's son will take care of it if that's the case. So, I shot his left leg first and his right leg second. Let's make a few incisions and check the wounds, see if the bullets remain. Alright. There's a bullet in his left leg, however in his right... Nothing, huh? That's right. As you saw, I clearly shot 2 rounds. But the only remaining is the first shot. The second one ceased to exist. It's unfortunate, but the theory that foreign matter doesn't disappear from his legs has been proven false. I don't think it's all that unfortunate. However, that also adds credibility to my own hypothesis. And what hypothesis is that? The first bullet remained, but the second disappeared. What was the difference between the first and the second rounds? Also, what does the second bullet have in common with all the other foreign objects that disappeared? When you think about that, the answer is clear. The similarity between the second bullet and the foreign objects that disappeared. Dun, 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 dun. The bullets I fired at his head, the blades that severed his carotid artery, and the second bullet shot into his leg. The common trait they share is that they were all the direct causes of the lieutenant's death. I guess saying they were finishers or confirmed killers may make it easier to understand, no? The first bullet fired into his leg should have been fatal, but it ended up not being the direct cause of the lieutenant's death. That's why, even after his revival, it remained in his leg. That's right. The thing that ceases to exist under Lieutenant's revival is the object that takes his life. So, is this the beautiful answer you were referring to before? I'd sooner call it efficient than beautiful. After all, there's still some ambiguities to solve, such as the difficulty distinguishing between physical body and foreign substance. For his body to only remove the direct cause of death, you can't help but call such a resurrection efficient. Also, if the lieutenant's resurrection is directly related to his cause of death, we still have one more suspicion to resolve. A suspicion? When I ended his life with my own 2 hands, there was another commonality, no? Didn't you just tell me? The foreign objects all disappeared. No, besides that, there was one more thing. When I took his life myself, there was another common phenomenon. Oh yeah, that he resurrected sooner than 15 minutes, I guess. There we go. Perfect. For the past 3 weeks, the lieutenant has died and resurrected every 15 minutes and repeat. However, there has been an exception to that. When I killed him myself, the 15 minutes weren't able to play out entirely before death came once more. When I was the finisher of the lieutenant's life, even upon reviving, his body state didn't return to 15 minutes before. It returned to the physical state directly before the finishing event. That's because the lieutenant's resurrection is based on his cause of death. Yes, that's right. Since the cause of death was my attack, his body returned to the time directly before my attack. So, that's where a suspicion arises. There's that suspicion again. Okay, hear me out first. This time, it'll be quite a seductive tale. Here's the premise for this case. There's this lieutenant who has a resurrection skill, and because he's old, it's now his time to die. However, when old age takes him, he's revived once more, returning to his body to its state 15 minutes prior. The lieutenant then dies 15 minutes later before reviving once more. This cycle continues. Yes, that certainly is the case, but in the story I just told, the lieutenant's cause of death is none other than old age. So the lieutenant's skill returns to his body to the state it was in before the cause of death took effect. But why, when he dies of old age, does it return his body to 15 minutes prior? Is that because his body can't go back further than 15 minutes? A good hypothesis is what I wish I could say, but again, you're wrong. There's proof that his body can go back further than 15 minutes, and it's right here. Oh yeah, because he lost 1 full year with the sun. There we go. This comes from something the lieutenant's son said, but in the past, the lieutenant suffered from a disease for around a year. Also, he died due to that disease, though he revived right after. Yes, I remember hearing that. I've been right here in this room the whole time. Then you must have heard the next part too. He said that the lieutenant lost about a year's worth of memories from his resurrection. From this, we can be sure of 2 things. First, I can say that my hypothesis is correct. Since he fell ill a year before, his body resurrected to the state it was in before the illness. And second, it tells us that your hypothesis is wrong. So the maximum time limit for the lieutenant's revival skill is not 15 minutes. Also, this returns us to our original suspicion. Why, when the lieutenant dies of old age, can he not go back more than 15 minutes? I see. There are a number of possibilities, but here's what I'm thinking. The idea that the premise is very wrong. In fact, our lieutenant may not be dying of old age, is what I'm thinking. Of course, this woman. Then the lieutenant is dying of what exactly? If your reasoning is correct, Inspector, there must be something else that's killing him within 15 minutes. Indeed, since he's only got another 15 minutes after his resurrection. And also, when the lieutenant revives, is the nurse here just to be a punching bag? Sheesh. I have a suspicion that she's the killer, you know? I have a suspicion that she might have poisoned him somehow to ease his suffering. And that's why he's dying and reviving so often. But don't call me out on that. That's my personal suspicion on this case. When the lieutenant revives, that something is completely purged from his body. Still, the lieutenant dies from it again 15 minutes later. Do you really think that's possible? I do, because the thing that makes it possible is in this very room. Whoop, whoop, it's the sound of the police. Then the poison would be removed upon death and the nurse would have to reapply it in some way. And yeah, candles, bed, notepad. Let's see, perhaps that IV. Oh yeah, that IV. I don't know why I put that. Yeah, the IV is killing him. I didn't even see the IB there, but yeah. See, we solved the case. No matter how many times the lieutenant dies, and no matter how many times he lives, he has those fluids continually supplying him with his nutritional needs. But what if the fluids being continually supplied to him contained no nutrition but a poison instead? If there was a poison that took a person's life every 15 minutes, and it was continuously administered, then if the lieutenant were killed by the poison, the only thing that would be purged by his resurrection would be that poison. There it is, yep! We're great detectives once again! Thus, if the poison were stored and slowly administered from outside his body, these miracles that save our soldier who turned the tides of war are simply a given. And if there's been someone at the lieutenant's side this whole time, guarding said poison... In fact, before we started our conversation in earnest, I went ahead and cut off the flow from his IB. Also, it seems like it's been 15 minutes since his last resurrection. But our lieutenant isn't dead. So you did know everything. Didn't I say it at the very beginning? This talk was going to go much easier with just the two of us. I prefer quiet environments when I have important conversations. Especially when I get to hear a criminal confess. The lieutenant's repeated deaths have been no accident. They were murders. And the murderer was his caregiver. So she was trying to misdirect as much as possible. I think the truth might have been that she wanted to... well, let's see. My father was a soldier. My father, he served with the lieutenant. My father admired that man. He said that even though the lieutenant was past retirement, he was going back to the front lines. My father called it courageous. He said so in his letter. But my father didn't come back. The only person to come back was this man right here. Every ally and enemy was wiped out, and the lieutenant here was the only person who made it off that battlefield. In fact, the man who couldn't die was made the platoon leader. It was just a given that such a platoon would be given the more dangerous missions. My father must have been prepared to give his life. I know that. But why is this old geezer the only one being held up as a hero? It was my father and the other people in his unit who risked their lives, not that man. So why is the person who can die hoarding all the glory? That was the part that I just couldn't stand anymore. Is that how you thought from the very beginning? Or is that just the way you've decided to think? What did you just say? First off, my condolences for everything with your father. Also, I understand all this hatred you must be feeling. However, what I don't understand is directing all that hate at a single person. After all, there are people who deserve your hate far more than the lieutenant. The enemy soldiers who killed your father, the high-ranking officers who gave such dangerous orders, and the politicians who started the war. Yet the enemy soldiers are already dead, and the officers and politicians are hard to identify. So they're unapproachable. In comparison, an old soldier on his deathbed who needs a nurse to look after him. There's the perfect person to become the object of your hatred. So you... Yes, I did it! What of it? Even when I kill him, he comes back right after anyway. I probably killed him 100 times already, and that amount. You know that? You know what? I'm fine with it. You're probably right to think that. What? The lieutenant's feelings regarding death were quite dull. Of that I'm certain. Even before I began my investigation, I confirmed his intentions again and again, all to the same response. I don't care how many times you have to kill me, just get it done all the way. That's what he told me, which is why I resorted to such means. No, but this 3-week phenomenon you've created, it may have meant pain for those around him. But the lieutenant himself said he didn't remember. I would say he suffered little to no damage from all of this. Still! Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on exactly? Nurse, are you alright? For 3 weeks, you've stared at the lieutenant as he had no idea what was going on. And I hope you're satisfied. Ugh. What are you doing? It's over. Please leave. Dear me. You! You got that quicker than I imagined. I thought you'd have a harder time with the extra shots I fire. I use my father's frequent target practice as an excuse. Plus, you're the quick one. You've settled this case wonderfully. To think that the nurse, for someone hired on by my father, I quite liked her. Unfortunate, really. The murder charges should be hard to prove, but you can at least get her for assault. Charges? No, there will be no charges. You've laughed about my plan where the nurse could hear about it. Before the sparks fly, we have to solve things amicably between us. Well, this case proved to be quite the opportunity for you. You two worked so well together, since you're both criminals. Indeed. Speaking of which, there's one more thing I was curious about. Miss Inspector, will you clear up my final suspicion? Well, I am quite tired. I understand finding out about my plan from checking out the safe. But what do you think about opening the safe in the first place? That wasn't part of your job description. Plus, with the reasoning you just used, all the investigating you did with the gun was quite similar to the methods the nurse used. That's too much of a coincidence. I think you knew about the IV fluids from the very beginning, and from that thought. Finally off work! Yay! Call it a feeling, but oddly enough, one thing has been bothering me. That ugly puffy sleeve of yours. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Just trying my hand at reasoning as well. Of course. After all, I'm the son of a man with supernatural abilities. I have had no choice but to learn a thing or two. On an island beyond the ocean. They say supernatural abilities run rampant, so the people with them are shackled and controlled just like this. Red, I see. Isn't that the most dangerous threat level among your kind? What sort of skill do you have? Reading people's minds? To only pretend to know after you've already investigated with your superpower, you're more shameless than you look. I couldn't know everything beforehand. That's why I had to investigate to figure out the truth. So it's definitely Pandora. Look at the red eyes. It's her. Either way, I've met your demands, so I don't think that's important anymore. Indeed, that's not the important thing here. But what's a red bracelet wearing superpower wielding freak like you doing around here? That's the important thing. I'm pretty sure the people wearing shackles like yours are only allowed to live in designated areas. Speaking of criminals, I guess it's not just me and the nurse. Get your hands off me and tell me what you want. I want a contract. I want it to state that you won't make any sort of public statement about me or the well. If you do, I'll sign it too, promising I won't give you up to the bureau. I'm not of the mind to reveal the skeletons in my closet just to report another person. Don't you think putting our assets on the line with a signature would give you some relief? I have one condition. I want my fees paid to me by tomorrow. In cash, of course. That's a lot to ask. I think it's a fair deal as it stands. The problem isn't about the fairness, it's about the trust. We hold each other's weakness in the palm of our hands. I doubt any good will come from dragging this sort of relationship out for a long time. Above all, I don't trust you. You think you can trust me? I don't have the cash now. Please, you've got to wait until I get my inheritance as we stated in our initial contract. No, get a loan if you must, but I want my payment. Even if it's an illegal loan, you can normally get cash in a few hours. And now, the stop timeline of the lieutenant is flowing once more. If it's as the doctor said, it'll be difficult for him to make it past a week. With me and the nurse out of the picture, there's nothing left to stop you from getting your inheritance. Nothing to lose, no? In the end, it's all about the money. If things end like this, trusting you will be simple. Good. The contract should be quick enough to write out. Last but not least, I've got one more piece of advice. When the lieutenant dies, the nurse's grudge may be redirected at his whole family. I take measures to guarantee she doesn't make another sudden appearance. The law will be on your side. I'll keep that in mind. Now sign here and thumbprint here. There you go. Is that your actual name you signed? Yes, I've got nothing to hide after all of this. True. It's been nice to work with you, Inspector Redfins. See, I told you it was Pandoria! From the moment I discovered that ability, I started running into enemy fire, shooting blindly as I did and dying on repeat. After a few hundred times of doing that, suddenly there were no more enemy soldiers in front of me. When I looked back, I was a war hero. That was only the beginning. After that, I took part in 5 more wars, and I received 4 medals of honor. My deaths numbered in the thousands, but for every one of my deaths, I killed 2 of theirs. My entire lifetime was a cycle of death and resurrection on the battlefield. But even now, that comes to an end. My vision is growing dim, and even the voices of my children calling to me scatter like a mist. True death has come for me. Finally, even I will be able to sleep that long slumber. Finally, what I've been hoping for this long, long time. Death. I've been on the battlefield, far past the edge of retirement. But it wasn't about patriotism or honor. I can say those things played no part in it, but at my very core that wasn't my reason. It's just I couldn't bear it. I couldn't find my way along those peaceful streets in life. I should have died again and again, yet I lived on as if nothing was the matter. To be the only one left to enjoy this life, I simply couldn't bear it. I wanted to die. That's why I went back onto the battlefield. Yet, that was a wrong choice. I couldn't die anyway, and only the precious lives of all those young people in front of me, beside me, were lost. I died 1,000 deaths, but none of them were my last. Yet I brought the final death on many times more than that. And even at the most important times in your lives, I wasn't able to be at your side. I'm sorry, I couldn't even give you what you deserved. If I could get one more chance, if I could only be born once more, I'd live a new sort of life, one that would give this moment meaning, a life to give my death meaning, that life. And he's gone, I think. Excuse me, that's my seat. Oh, isn't this a lovely coincidence, nurse? You're still here. Indeed, my preparations went long, but as you can see, I'm leaving now. Seems like you're searching for a hometown as well. Given up on revenge? I couldn't go through with it, even if I wanted to. I can't even get close to them until the trial begins. Does that mean you won't be here for the trial? Whether I'm here or not, the result will be the same. They'll get the restraining order. You should be getting a whole lot more for assault. You avoided jail time in exchange for keeping that man's secrets, no? Yes, he did just as you advised him to do. Dear me, seems like he told you what I said. Well, I guess I told him of no provision about keeping it a secret from you. You're disgusting. Excuse me? Always looking down at people, even though you yourself only took that job for the money. It's all just so gross. You, me, that man's son, and the old man himself. Then, in the company of his beloved children, he gets to direct his own touching death, repenting for all his sins. None of that makes the dead feel any happier or brings them back to life. It makes him and only him feel better in the end. I must have said something funny. Or are you just going to look down your nose at me again? No. I'm just a bit relieved is all. What? Actually, I'm taking the train going the other direction. My destination is New Mexico. The only reason I took a seat here was to see how you were doing one last time. Seeing how you are now, it seems that fortunately you haven't figured it out yet. Figured out what? As you and I poked around figuring out the lieutenant's skill, I deliberately avoided mentioning something. I didn't mention what ending the lieutenant has waiting for him. Excuse me? What are you? I have no obligation to tell you what it is. But since it's you, you should be able to figure it out with a little thought. Please, take your time and chew that over. What's she talking about? The ending waiting for the lieutenant? Isn't the old man going to die of old age soon? Dying of old age? If his cause of death were old age? No way, he can't! I've got to get back! Oh, the restraining order. Ugh. So he's just going to be reborn after everything. I guess he's truly immortal. When he dies of old age, he will just be born again. Where am I? Who are you? What is this? Daddy? Is that really you, Daddy? Dear Lord, it just looks like the young face of my father I saw in that album. Has he been made young again? Daddy? Are you talking about me? Ah, Daddy, God really has granted you a new life. You can't be serious. This is not a chance. His resurrection even allows him to come back from dying of old age? His skill allows him to reverse a death from old age and go back in time until the cause of death is completely eliminated? Have his cells been restored to just the moment before they started aging? This is so silly because you're always, you're always aging. Since the moment you're born, you keep aging. So, I don't know. This is very, very silly, but I guess it kind of makes sense in that way. No, more important than that, my inheritance! Your inheritance? Whose inheritance are you talking about precisely? What? That is being returned to us, so what's all this talk about inheritance? Oh, Daddy! Now you can finally get away from war and live in peace with us! What? I'm not sure what you mean exactly, but peace sounds good. That woman! That inspector, what did she? That damned con artist! Hey there, what do you think you're doing? The train's already leaving the station. You're going to hurt yourself. Ah! Have a nice trip, nurse. Surprisingly, you may have seen straight through the heart of me. Oh, so we see her in color. Lieutenant, even if you don't remember, I kept my promise to you. I told you I'd grant you a natural death. Now, all those blood-soaked bodies will disappear with your memories. And that spells the end of what I can do for you. Now, with this new life you've been reborn with, you have to keep the promises you made. I pray for all the deaths that are eventually a given. You lived a life that has been given back to you. So, that was fun. I guess that was everything. I thought it was going to be like a second game, but I guess it was really just a side episode. I'm not sure why it had to be a separate game and not a, a paid DLC for the staffercase game, but it's okay. I guess that's how it works. I'm gonna see if there's something after the credits, but I think there might not be. Lots of names. One more in the back for the detective. Yeah, I'm surprised that it was really easy to guess that it was poison by the... Oh, thank you for the pet, Ari. It was a fun time. But that's what it is. Nothing else going on. I guess there's nothing if you can just go straight to the title. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming to the Detective Scylla case number. I don't even know what number case this was. But it was so fun to hang out with you guys today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night. And then now I'm going to... Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna see if Cookie Run is updated already to see. I play Cookie Run Kingdom sometimes, I've been enjoying my lurk. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I always hope that lurkers have fun in the stream too. Tomorrow we will be playing Omori in Spanish again. And then next time I will be playing Puzzle Agent as I promised Doc. So that will be our game for next week. And we'll see how it goes. I'll see how going back to work goes. I'm scared, honestly. But yeah. Oh, there you are, Doc. Yeah, we're gonna do Puzzle Agent next Wednesday then. I didn't expect this game to be so short, so that frees up the queue. And then after Puzzle Agent, I'll have to figure things out because I don't have many more detective games. But it's a good fun. Like, Detective Wednesdays are fun for me at least. But anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow or next week maybe. Bye! Bye.